Hello everybody, welcome to the Toku Podcast, the best show about Tokusatsu you never heard of. I have a headache.
He's fat!
He had potential.
Japanese text.
Motherfucker, you've had this revelation 4 times now already.
Todd hates money.
Maybe he's just an evil architect. I've been drinking. A build episode of Kazumi and Dai.
Okay, so he's got his mouth open. What for?
He's localizing it so he went to the Shadow Realm. We just had a show that tried this.
They'd be alternating between Chrome, Dull, Dull Chrome, and then both Dull.
I really like Tokusatsu, and my friend Phil is on a podcast about it. I guess I'll listen.
That and those living in Hawaii.
It's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Thank you for 5 years, and to many more.
Standing by.
The following Toku Podcastu contains spoilers from both past and present Tokusatsu, anime, manga, movies and other related media. If you do not wish to be spoiled, we suggest turning off the podcast now. Otherwise, please enjoy the show.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Toku Podcast, the best show about Tokusatsu you probably never heard of's 5th anniversary! Holy shit, we made it this far!
You did it.
Yeah, we made it this far.
Took us long enough.
Somehow. Oh, yeah. So, shit. I didn't know. I didn't really actually know what we were going to do for this, so I just threw questions and a live listen show with everybody in the chat that came to show up, and they're going to ask questions, and we got questions from other people as well, and yeah, that's pretty much all we got. So 5 years, everybody.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a very sarcastic cheer over this.
Yatta, 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 yatta.
Wasn't that like 3 years ago? Like the third anniversary special?
Which one?
Shh. We
The
No,
Yahtzee
that was
totally
the first.
No, that was for...
That was the first.
No, that was for episode 100, actually.
No, that was for the first.
Was it?
It was for the first anniversary.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
So we're gonna. So what I think we're gonna do is I'm gonna be switching it up a bit. So instead of doing just questions like I said earlier, we're gonna do questions from everybody else as well. But first we're gonna do the written ones, and then we're gonna do the ones from the live crowd, and that's our lot. So first off, let's start this joyous occasion with a really depressing question.
Oh.
Please talk about the gradual decline of Sentai. Gladly, it sucks.
It's stuck
Simple.
in the Showa.
It's been stuck in show era.
All Daigo's fault.
Look, I'll say it like this, and I think I've mentioned it before. My problem with Sentai isn't the fact that like it's toyetic or that the shows are boring, even though they are. It's just nothing feels fresh. Like none of these shows that I've tried have felt new. They all feel the same, honestly. Like the gimmicks are different, the characters are different, but it just feels like I'm watching the same show over and over again.
I have a hypothesis towards that. So basically, do you think Power Rangers in part can have some type of effect to that? Mainly because it's the formula of why change something if it isn't broken.
Of course.
As you can see, things haven't changed ever since Mighty Morphin. They're all basically and whatnot. And since then, they've always been spandex. Like they're from the Showa era or early Heisei era, like very, very early Heisei. Do you think that because Power Rangers has gotten big in the States, well, I guess whatever it is now, I guess has some, effect in part due to why Sentai hasn't changed?
I'm not sure, honestly.
That's actually a pretty good question.
That's one possible theory. One thing I think is that I don't think it's fair to call it a decline of Sentai. I think what we're more dealing with is a stagnation. In that writer has changed multiple times.
Oh yeah.
Ultra has changed multiple times.
Oh yeah.
Very much so.
And then of course we had other series that are off to the sides. You have you can't compare series that are separate, but I mean, if you look at when Garrow started, that was indicative of its era compared to Gavan, compared to the one I'm totally blanking on with the dude with the cool bracer. He's got like a phoenix thing going on, like armor hero.
Yatsuruki?
That might be him.
No, dude.
No.
Or would that be?
It starts with an M.
What is it like? Like is it like something like the Justerizer?
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
See, I think when he means decline, I think he means more of like just ratings and stuff like that. But you're right in the sense of like the TV show, it's stagnant. It's like, and like every other show, it feels the same to me in the sense like, we have these the Sentai, we have giant robots.
And
monsters.
I think a side effect of this is that anytime they are willing to make a change, they don't stick with it long enough for that change to fully grow. Like, the robots took 2 or 3 seasons for them to become the transforming mecha we know and love today. It took a couple of seasons for us to get the standard red, blue, yellow, 2 other colors, black or green's going to be alternating, that we have today. Those things took a couple seasons. So when we get something new, like Go Busters going darker and edgier, or Tokuger or Kira Major going lighter and happier than your average Sentai, people react so viscerally and they aren't willing to stick to their guns that we end up with, we better correct this and go back to something safe. And we don't want safe. Safe gets us Ninja. Safe gets us Ryu Soldier.
I mean, to that statement, like, shit, it happened to Go Busters.
Yeah.
It happened to Go Busters right after, like, Jay and I, we reviewed that earlier in the year, and I can tell you right now, like, the second half of that show feels like it became so damn safe. Like, there was no reason for it to even be that. For it to be airing. It
needed time for us to get kind of this feeling of Go Busters' first half is wonderful, and then it gets very samey, and it needed time for it to turn into its own thing. I hate to say it, I think we either need Sentai to take a break, or we need Sentai to split.
I agree.
It should have a long time ago, honestly.
Well, not split as in leave. I mean split as in turn into 2 separate franchises.
No, I got that.
Okay.
Yeah. What I was going to say is, it's also indicative of just the nature of it, where it's this merchandise strip. It's a toy commercial. I think we can all admit that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's people might like this thing, but it ain't making money. So let's just who cares if it's going to make money eventually? It's not making money now, so we're going to go back to what was making money right then, and that's going to work again. And it happened with Kyoryuger, where they turned it all into a big collectible gimmick fest because Gokaiger did that, and that made a whole lot of money.
But Gokaiger made sense.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but you know what he's saying.
Yeah.
So they went back to a formula that they knew worked, and that is loads and loads and loads of little toys to sell. And they kept doing it, and they kept doing it, and people got tired of it because they stopped caring about actually putting effort into these toys. So, not to mention that, unlike, again, in Gokaiger, where they're relevant to the plot, shows like Kyoryuger, Tokuger, fucking Zyuohger, Q-Ranger, for the most part, had them.
Fucking Ninja.
All of them completely irrelevant to the plot.
Yeah. I would argue that, like, Gokaiger's collectible is at least little figurines of other Rangers. It's something you would want. Tokuger's collectible are the mecha. Zyuohger's are the mecha, but everything else has always been, oh look, I got a bunch of stupid balls. I have a bunch of batteries. What am I going to do with these?
I got a bunch of little fucking cubes.
Yeah.
You like
and I know
cubes?
The cubes.
And
at least
I know someone is going to.
And the problem with Q Ranger is that while I do love Q Ranger, I hate the fact that you need the goddamn Q Thomas to even make formations.
Yeah,
I was
going
to say I will bring up the inevitable counter argument of, well, Ryder does it too. But see, the thing is, we don't allow writer to slip by that. There's a lot of times, I mean, fuck, Build was the shit when it came to the fucking collectibles. There's 50 bottles, now there's 50 more, now there's 60!
The bottles were part of the damn plot.
He's right.
Well,
Exactly.
See, that's the thing. There were certain bottles for the plot. Then you had, like, 50 more that just came out.
Yeah, those
for
were
no
dumb.
reason. And then you had, like... And see, that's the thing. Writer's been going down this road, too. But, admittedly, with 01... Like, with Zeo, they already had to, like, calm it down because it's only 20 writers.
Yeah.
And then you know, the auxiliary stuff and everything.
And they
But then
sell that as toys, and you know, if you like it,
Yeah, exactly.
you'll buy it.
Yeah.
And then with 01, I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem like there's that many when it comes to the progress keys. They are very condensed.
You can buy all the
So it seems like they're
Zephyr if
learning.
you want them, but you don't have to.
Yeah, like they're learning. And they're not showing off so many of these keys in the sense of, you better buy them or you're a fucking nerd. It's not like fucking
Admittedly, I gotta
Sentai.
give Kira Major credit there, in that it doesn't feel like you have to get every single gemstone. The Morpher's just a spinny wheel,
Yeah,
which
but
is
that-
fine.
See,
But
like,
with Kira...
that actually...
Go on, Chad, sorry.
Yeah. Like, I think that actually brings up an interesting point there, in that case. If you think about, I guess, Writer, for example, first off, they're always willing to experiment. Like, take, for example, Good Old Gaim, directed by, or basically written by Good old Urobuchi.
Urobuchi.
And then...
The Butcher.
Yep, good old Urobuchi. And then, if you think about Sentai now, especially, I think the thing that Sentai is doing right now, which is fascinating, as I, watched Kira Major, basically, it feels like they're experimenting with, older Sentai, I guess, techniques and tropes.
And
I don't know, this feels very interesting. I don't know where, I guess, Kira Major's going, but at this point, first off, staff's got a whole bunch of, Sentai veterans, worked on, Shinkenger.
Deca Ranger, the head writer Arakawa, did Deca Ranger, and so that's probably where a lot of that's coming
Yeah.
from, where you've got this guy who's just kind of this old, not necessarily old guard, or say, but he's, you know, all of his main writing hits are these big shows. And so he's willing to take risks because obviously he knows what he's doing. But I see what you're saying there is with Ryder, you know, they're willing to take risks. Like they had fucking Gen Urobuchi, motherfucking Urobuchi doing their show.
The guy who made fucking Mechagodzilla a fucking city, Urobuchi.
Gen Madoka Magica 8 times in a row, Urobuchi.
Good old Fate Zero Urobuchi.
And I mean, it's Urobuchi. Obviously, you know, he takes risks, he does weird shit, and it worked. And then they kind of backpedal. They almost tried that with Ghost, where they got a guy who's born to he does dramas and ghost stuff for that. And then he bailed after the first episode, so they had to scramble and come up with a new plan. So they tried it again with X8.
That's still my funniest.
Wait,
that's
what
the
happened?
funniest fucking thing.
That's what happened.
It's part of the reason I can
Pretty
forgive Ghost a little bit. It's still terrible after episode 15, but
I just love that story. We're just like, no, fuck that. Fuck this.
He
but
did
see,
one
but
episode
see,
and quit. But no, what I was gonna say, and then they with X8, where they got Yuya Takahashi, where he did fucking nothing. He's basically a nobody. He did a couple episodes of Go Busters here and there. Absolutely nothing else. They gave him his own show. He wrote every single fucking episode, movie, spin-off, everything. And look at how well X8 did.
I think that's
I was
part of
gonna
it.
say it's weird, but Toei, when it comes to writer, it's a lot like, and this is gonna sound weird, it's a lot like how Marvel does it with some of their movies, where they just take these guys who don't really do anything, and they're they've never really done anything big, and they're just here, make a big movie, do this big thing, and usually it works out for them really well.
Well,
and that's why I kind of like writer, because it's always trying to do something different. It's not like nobody can tell me that Build feels the exact same to Ghost, or Wizard feels the same to Gaim, or Double feels the same to fucking Kabuto. They all feel different.
If it was written like Sentai, if they had been playing it safe the entire time, Build would have been Double 2.
Pretty much.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Also, I guess, on a similar vision, going back to Sentai, though, I'm thinking the themes of Kira Major, and also especially some of the, I guess, kaiju, like the kaijin, or like the monster designs, and also, heck, even our main villain design, they all seem very Showa-esque, like what you'd see in like older Sentai. Like, say for example, Die Ranger. Like, the villains there were obviously clad in a whole lot of leather. You could also see them. Say, for example, our red villain, or like, you could see that dude's mouth. And then also, like, the Showa era, like, Monsters of the Week is like something mask. And it's like, that seems very Showa-esque.
Poison gas mask, baseball mask, radio mask, iron mask.
Mask.
So, like, basically,
mask. Yeah, basically.
do you think in that case that Sentai is trying to do something new by trying to harken back to older days, which, like, Sentai back in the day was admittedly a lot darker?
Oh, yeah, fucking watch the first episode of Go Ranger. You see dozens, if not hundreds, of people getting mercilessly gunned down and chopped up and stabbed. But
see, I can see that being a good thing for Sentai, but eventually I'm gonna have to say there's a very big caution sign there, where it's like, if you go too far with it, it's gonna get old. Like, it's cool to harken back, but you also still need to try and change.
I think,
because that's the problem there, that it feels different because they're not doing the same thing they were doing for the past 15 years.
I think what we're running into here is us saying the sameness of Sentai. Okay, hear me out. This is going to sound a little weird, but I mean, I'm a media studies guy, so this is what I do. The sameness is not Showa era, even though Sentai's always felt much more Showa than Rider, because Rider came back in Heisei. But, well, second set of Rider, obviously. Anyway, the stagnation we're feeling does not go back to Go Ranger, it goes back to Gao Ranger. Where we had
I was going to say that, yeah.
all the collectible gimmicks.
That's
in that
true.
case, it was all the arm animals and like the one rhino who was legs. But what we're dealing with now is we're going all the way back to Showa, and to be fair, that's also what Rider just did. Because look at 01, we have a very basic design. The design is very Showa on 01. He's a black suit with green armor. And when they upgrade him, they add another color. Done. Kira Major, very simple teams, very simple monsters. I think I have the same apprehension as you, AJ. I'm happy they're going back to basics. I don't want them to walk down the same path they walked down. I want them to walk down a new path from here. I want them to go down the road through the Yellow Wood, the road less traveled.
yeah.
Because when you take a big chance, you know what? Sometimes you'll get Ghost.
A big reward.
Sometimes you get Kuga.
That's true.
Take your fucking chance.
Very
But
true.
I think that's a great comparison. There is in Sentai, if we had gotten something like Ghost for Sentai, which I mean, I guess you could kind of say the Ninja was, but you look at Ghost,
Jesus.
which
Ironically,
they
it was the
tried
same
to
year,
do-
wasn't it?
Yes.
It was the same year, and I think the same writer as well. But they took this big risk with Ghost trying to do something unique, and it bombed. So what do? They try again. They do something far out there again. They try X8, which is still unique. It's got these really weird designs. It's got this interesting concept to it. They have a writer who has basically done nothing. They took another risk, and it worked. And that's the thing with writers, that they're always willing to take risks. Sentai, it's, we sold 0.03% less than we did last year. Let's just go back to fucking dinosaurs, or ninjas, or cars, or car ninjas, or car dinosaurs, or whatever the fuck.
I mean, to be fair, car dinosaurs would be perfect.
I would fucking love car dinosaurs.
Or how about we spend 7 episodes introducing a new character and then kill him off right as he becomes part of the team? Thank you, Ryu Soldier!
I mean,
Man,
that's
I'm
something
glad I
that nobody
dropped
else
that
had. Well, no, actually, I was about to say nobody else did it. They fucking remembered Zhu Ranger exists. Can I say one little side tag on this?
Yes.
Go for it.
Using Sentai and Ranger... No. Sentai and Rider. There we go. Those are the words I meant to say. Using Sentai and Rider as kind of roadmaps of what happens when you try something new. I'm a little worried for Ultra.
Why?
In that, like, Geed was good, X was good, Zeto is really good, But the fact that they're constantly going back to old Ultras for their themes and constantly trying to cash in on that nostalgia is getting very stale, and I'm afraid Ultra's going to go back into the slump it was.
To be fair, that's been happening for quite a long time. I think almost a spot.
I think it started with Ginga, and I want to assume it's...
Fucking Ginga. It's always back to that shit.
Well, Mebius also had an excuse that was an anniversary thing, and so did Ginga, which was allegedly an anniversary season.
Allegedly.
I mean,
doing it for anniversaries makes sense, but, I mean, technically every year is an anniversary. Maybe stop it.
At this point.
I mean, yeah, sure, it is. As much
What
as
I heard
love,
about Ginga
Gobra
was like...
and Ella King and Zeton and all these old classic monsters, seeing them all the goddamn time is starting to get a little old.
Give me some new monsters. I mean, give us Gamera, give us Zeton, that's fine. But it'd be the same thing as if over in... Like, in Rider they can get away with it, in Sentai they can get away with it, because when, I don't know, Biohunter Silva, I think his name is, the guy from Bioman, when he shows up, it's like once every third or fourth movie, and it's like, he's not there the whole damn season, he's here for one movie, and we get to go, oh boy, Silva, this is the coolest thing in the world. Meanwhile, when you were given Zeton every fucking season, like, if there's one thing I gotta say Sentai has going for it, we have not had Grifforzer show up like 12 fucking times.
Last time he showed up, he was in a completely different costume anyways.
Exactly.
That is true.
Well, I think we've kind of said our piece on that. We've kind of spent a lot more than we probably should.
Yeah, next question, we'll just answer it in one word. That'll balance out.
Fascinating conversation, though.
Had a lot to discuss. So
it did. Honestly, that we probably could have just made that an entire fucking show, but whatever. Let's see here. This one's for Jay specifically. Okay. When are we getting an episode when you're entirely drunk? We tried that. It was called Justice League. It didn't come out.
Exactly.
I missed it.
Oh, dude. Fucking hell.
I think, what was it you and Nebbit told me is that at one point I just started babbling, who the fuck is Zack Snyder? Which, you know what? Yeah, I believe.
It sounded like you were in the middle of a fucking fight with your chair.
To be fair, who the fuck is Zack Snyder is a very important question to ask.
I think you also told me that when you guys finally called it quits, I just started shouting, "Stop recording" on my computer. I don't remember. Because,
yes, you did.
About halfway through the movie, I blacked out, and then I woke up at midnight in a pile of dry vomit popcorn, and my chair was on the ground.
These ancient computers a little hard for you there, Scotty?
It was possibly one of the funniest fucking things ever, because it's just like, at first it wasn't so bad. He was just like slurring and drunk and whatever.
So
we've heard drunk him before.
Here's the thing. Usually when I drink, when we record, I know there's a point where I need to stop, because otherwise I am not going to be able to remember how to use a computer. Justice League was that bad. I physically had to just keep going.
I don't even think we were halfway through before you were just like, oh.
There was definitely a point where I was like, I made the mistake of going up and filling my cup again, and that was the point where the episode we might as well have just scrapped it.
I think you were drinking some hard shit too. You weren't even sticking to beer.
I was just fucking drinking straight vodka. I'm not even gonna.
That's your first problem.
Oh damn.
The second problem was you were watching Justice League.
Exactly.
Hey, I beat them out in this one because I actually paid to go see Justice League in theater.
You didn't beat anyone. You lost.
Exactly.
Phil. Your argument right now is, yeah, well, I ate more razor blades than all of you.
That's what I'm trying to say, is that I suffered
than
you two.
Why are you cheering about that?
I wanted to see Thor Ragnarok, but I couldn't see Thor. Well, no, technically, I took my friend.
You could have. You bought the ticket.
I don't know whether or not I should either laugh at your pain or cry at your pain.
Phil, this is America. You have a choice to watch movies.
Guys, let me explain.
Become making fun of Phil.
Let me explain. My best friend, it was his birthday. I was taking him out. I took him to the movies. We had a choice between. I said, do you want to go see Thor or do you want to go see Justice League? He chose Justice League. It was his birthday, so I said, okay.
Then don't look at it as you suffered. Look at it as you enriched their lives in the same way that I do when I send people pictures of rattlesnake bites.
Oh,
neat.
And Jay, by the
Untreated
way, I
rattlesnake
am
bites.
still friends with him. He's been my best friend for 20 years.
So it's been downgraded from best friend to just regular friend, right?
No. Also, Jay, didn't you get
Jesus.
drunk during the Guyver?
I did, but again,
But not that bad.
Ooh, I
That was-
should make people be exposed to Hokkaido again. Thank you for reminding me that.
Jay did get a little drunk during Hokkaido too, but not that bad either.
Again, like I said, normally when I decide to drink, it's usually when we're doing like commentaries and stuff, or it's something that bad that I have to plow through it. And I know there's a point where I need to stop. Justice League, I did not take that point to stop. I just kept going.
It
Which
says
I think
turn
is
left.
A good comparison, because the next time I did was when we did that absolutely fuck you test that took 7 hours to fucking do.
Oh my fucking
So
god!
your GPS said turn left, and you went into the concrete divider. I got it.
Basically.
To be fair, I'm kind of glad it was only us three doing that, because if it was any more, that probably would have been like 9 or 10 hours.
That would have been my fault.
We literally had to stop halfway through because I was like, yeah, I think I need to go lay down. So, like to summarize the question, when are we getting an episode where I'm 100% drunk? I don't know. Maybe when I finish rereading the Clone Saga.
Isn't 100% drunk just dead from alcohol poisoning? So never. We like Jay alive. You take him at 99.9 and you like it.
Technically speaking, yes, you're correct. But yeah, I don't know when I finish reading the Clone Saga and I decide I'm torture you all with the full recap of it.
You and the fucking Clone Saga. What is
The
your
Clone Saga is
obsession?
fucking hilarious. Okay.
So let me tell you. I
Without
decided
it, there'd be no Ben Reilly. You need the Clone Saga.
Yeah,
I decided to reread the Clone Saga a couple months ago because I fucking hate myself. And I'm still not done because it's just that miserable. I can't keep reading it. Anyways, to resolve the question, probably never.
So next question: if you could have the powers and abilities, powers. Oh my god, there should be a comma. Powers, abilities, and skills. In for example, picking build would give you genius level intellect along with everything he has.
Right.
Of any writer, who would it be and why? Wizard, automatically.
I mean,
that
Dude,
was not even
legit. Like, I don't like Wizard, but nobody can tell me that his powers aren't some of the most practical ever.
They
okay,
are.
I'm going to go with my second choice then. Because Wizard is my first choice, because why the fuck would you not? But, okay, my second choice, so just so I'm different from AJ, Ghost.
Well, there's more than one wizard, Rob. We can share.
No, but here's why Ghost.
Oh.
Okay, so hear me out. I like to visit museums. You need an item that was tied to the person to create an icon. We can make more than the 15. We know that. Napoleon's right there. I want the fucking Walt Disney icon.
Why would you want to be a manlet?
Oh no, I gain his abilities. That means I'm tiny and I immediately lose 200 pounds. Now, beyond that, I get to go up and go like, oh, he's probably going to use Edison. No, I'm going to use Tesla, fucker. We're fixing this. What's this? The Disney icon. I'm kicked out of Disneyland now, by the way, but I have the Disney icon. I am summoning all these fucking broomsticks. Y'all gonna die.
Like, legitimately, for me, though, I mean, Wizards is just fun. It's like, look,
yeah.
I can take my hand and just, make it big or take whatever I want from a fucking food stand.
But
or
you need a
something
ring.
weird.
But you need a ring for that.
That's
Make
fine.
those.
Yeah.
Make rings.
You can
My
make
grandma makes rings.
Also, if what I know if this is going by what he's saying, you probably have all the abilities of endgame writers, like of them at the end. So like, yeah, dude, I probably have like teleport would be fucking amazing. It's like the most practical thing. And then of course you can just set fire on stuff.
Yeah.
I need to know what Chad's is.
That's really
Okay,
hard. 'cause,
you know,
like,
Chad is apparently on my side because they are throwing in things like Colonel Sanders icon, Hugh Hefner icon.
Hugh Hefner.
No, they're on top of it. They got the idea.
Hugh fucking Hefner.
I would,
this is
I know what mine would be.
I actually don't know. That's a good question.
Really?
I
Well,
know.
Phil knows.
Do you guys want to know what mine
Agito's
would
good.
be? Wait, who said Kabuto?
I said Agito.
Oh, Agito. Yeah, Agito.
Why Agito specifically? Is it because he can't cook?
What are you talking about? He can cook. That's his whole thing. Is that he's a great.
But that's
cook.
why you would want to be Agito so he can be cook.
Yeah, I mean, I like cooking. You know, I like being able to do things, and also he's ridiculously overpowered because he's got God, magic, whatever the fuck. He kicked God in the face. You know, I mean,
And lived.
and lived and won.
All right, so
They're
Chad.
not wrong.
Wait, why are we not picking decade?
You know what? That's such an obvious thing.
Okay.
That's so,
That is an
Also,
obvious
to be fair, from what I know, you're not going to get decade and then the skills of every writer. You're going to get decade skills and his powers to turn into other writers.
Yeah.
to be yeah,
So, like,
to
And
be
it also,
fair,
like,
picking,
I don't know if this is a good, like, I don't know if this is an upside or downside. You also get, like, horrible photo-taking skills.
That's
I know,
true.
right?
I already have that, so, net null.
Well, see, I would rather be like, I guess to me it'd be like, I would rather be the master of one than a jack of all trades. You know what I mean?
I see, I'm the other way around. That's why
That's
I went
fair.
with Ghost.
I would. The reason I would not pick Decade is because honestly, picking somebody like Decade is like picking an anything-proof shield. It's just you're that guy. You're not. Funny.
You're that guy.
Besides that, just, like, if you also think about it, it's like, if you also got the power to Decade, like, I remember seeing, like, this meme comic back on, like, Facebook, and it's just like, well, you also get the downside of getting someone always cursing your existence.
That already happens.
Chad,
I'm a
so-
teacher.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, but Chad.
Oh.
So what about you, dude?
Huh. Phil, you want to go first?
I'm still thinking mine over.
Okay.
There's only
I guess
20.
I mean,
Well, 21 now.
there's more than 20.
There's
Here's the
50 plus
Showas.
years of common
It's
writers.
true.
Yeah, you don't
There's
have
all the
to, you don't have
secondaries.
to go Heisei. You can go
Oh, that's
Showa.
right. Yeah.
You can pick
I
V3
guess-
and get all
I
his
don't know.
bullshit powers that he never uses.
That's
true.
Why not be Rider Man and just, like, get, like, interchangeable arms?
I could be Rider Man, then I have all the powers of Gact.
Oh shit! I could be Super 1 and then get arrested.
Forte just has 40 powers.
Actually,
plenty.
no, you'd escape from the law. He never got arrested.
Oh,
He's still out
dude,
there.
that's
He's
right.
still out there,
Isn't
bro.
that,
He
isn't that
can't
sort
keep
of like the
getting
same
away
thing
with it,
like,
dude.
Gact, though? Didn't, like, Gact flee to, like, the Philippines or something like that?
What?
What?
Yeah, like, I thought Gact is, like, somewhere in the Philippines because he's, like, trying to dodge the Japanese police for something.
Wait, is he? I don't know.
I believe so. This is, like, back in, I want to say, 2012. This is why we haven't gotten any new music from him.
Oh, dude, I've never heard about this.
Stuff on YouTube or Twitter. I'm not entirely sure.
I've legit never heard about this. That's actually kind of wild.
You drive and cheat on your wife? What the fuck?
What?
What do you mean?
Nani?
What do you mean drive and wait? What do you mean cheat on your wife? Oh, he's talking about the actual actor.
Wait, Drive cheated
okay.
on his wife?
Yeah, the actual
I don't think he
actor.
did.
No, the actual actor apparently was seeing someone or something.
Oh.
Oh, wasn't that Decade?
no,
that was
Decade also did that.
I mean,
What is it with these rider actors and cheating on their wives?
they're attractive men who have women throwing themselves at them?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I mean, Phil, when you're young and you're that
Anyways.
attractive, I mean. But anyway, so
I should probably answer the question. Huh.
yeah,
It's a tie-up between these two. Obviously, Gaim, not for the god powers, but for his godly optimism despite facing unemployment.
I know. Right? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one's fair.
He's more-
Either that or being Kabuto, because he is a fantastic cook.
Okay.
I mean,
To be honest,
Kabuto
I
is
would
basically
take it
just
from the
like
beginning.
I win.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you could just say you could be fuck, I forgot his name. Misushima? There you go.
Yeah,
I
Hiro
forgot his
Mizushima.
Yeah, Hiro Mizushima.
You could just say you could be him and you would be a Kabuto.
Are him, so.
Yeah, I mean, have you not seen the guy?
Like, have you seen his cooking videos, though? Like, in the first one, he specifically says, like, oh yeah, there is, like, a character from a past work that was, like, really good at cooking. However, despite that, I'm actually just a beginner, so you're learning along with me.
I fucking doubt it, because the shit he does looks really good.
No, dude, like, it is, I kid you not, it is in the first video. Like, you got
I've seen it, actually, but, like, every time I saw that, I was just like, no way, dude. There's no way you're a beginner. That shit looks too good. But,
It's because he has a like a consultant, I think.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. What about you, Phil?
Well, mine has to actually also be a tie between O's, because literally he can adapt to any environment and multiply himself as well. And
that's true.
And Kuga, because Kuga literally can basically destroy a planet and live.
Phil, I don't feel comfortable with you having either of those powers.
But no,
I just wanted to have Disney's Ghost hanging out.
No, but here's the reason. Because if ever my friends are in trouble, I could literally grab like a stick, a wooden stick, and it'll turn into a staff. I could grab like something else, and it can turn into a bow gun. I could grab something else and sponsor a vape pop. Who says I smoke?
I think they're talking about Masaki Suda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, for me, I just chose Wizard 100% because of practicality. Like, it's just it's too practical to pass up, honestly.
I mean, to be fair,
Here, have
the
literal
reason why
magic.
You always play a wizard in games because, I mean, fuck it. Just cast spells. You can just solve any problem. You just fucking magic your problems away.
Yeah.
This is a problem. Have we considered magic?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Okay.
No, I considered Yu-Gi-Oh!
Or you know what? The magic of friendship. Go be Forze. Friend everyone.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Friendship is magic.
That's good. He's a better teacher than me. I should have picked Forze. He actually enjoys teaching.
Oh. I don't think we ever actually see him doing any kind of lessons, so I don't know how well he is at actually.
Oh, he might be shit at it.
Yeah,
I didn't think of that.
They just like him. They're just
him.
like him too much, and they're like too polite to say he's shit.
I know, right?
He's that art teacher that's just stoned in the back, and it's like, well, you turned in a painting, you get an A.
You get an A, man. It's like, oh, sorry, I'm high on this weed right now.
Phil, I know you've never had that art teacher. Stop it. Now.
You don't know that.
Anyway, so next question.
I miss Joe.
Let's see here. Which one shall we choose? Let's choose an easy one.
And he chooses
all right.
the hardest question.
I mean, I could. Well, there's not that many hard questions this time around. Not like when we had Takeshi coming on, just destroying said Facebook. Anyways, so let's see. All right, let's try this one. If you could pick a theme for the next writer of Sentai, what would it be and why? I've been saying this for fucking years. The next writer I want is music-based and not hibiki bullshit. I want full-on music-based.
I feel like music is a little overrated at this point. What happened?
You're overrated.
I know that. Honestly, either like pro wrestling, or you could do. You know what? It was just. You know what? Screw it. Do like a full-on like cooking series. You could do like a Iron Chef as a Kamen Rider kind of thing.
You know what? You know what would be kind of cool? I've always had this idea in the back of my head, like, what if you really did have like a pro wrestling series, but for just that one time you're able to like cross over to like New Japan or something?
I mean,
that would be
fair,
fucking amazing.
That wouldn't stop fucking
Tanahashi?
Thank you. I was going to say Takahashi. I knew I was going to be wrong. Yeah, that wouldn't stop Tanahashi from being on the show anyways, so.
I know, but like, just to think like, oh, what if like New Japan like was able to like join in with Toei and be like, yeah, let's just make this one series based off that. The main character doesn't even need to be like a wrestler from New Japan, but like just...
You could basically just do Tiger Mask, but as a Kamen Rider, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
Shit, fucking, I don't know,
dude, he's like a luchador. You could have the guy who's like the stereotypical American Hulk Hogan rider.
That would be awesome.
Like
no, you need
the strong style guy.
You need Randy Savage.
Oh, but he's dead.
No, you need a Randy Savage-esque rider, like, hey, I'm gonna put you down, and I'm gonna
we need a Randy Savage.
To you.
We need a Randy Savage rider to hate Hulk Hogan because he's a bitch.
Still waiting for my John Cena rider.
No,
dude, the day that happened would be great.
No,
disability is a hell of a power.
You just can't see him.
damn it!
He would be a giant meme. That's what he would be.
I mean, like, if you think about it, like, we already have, like, writers as memes. Thouser's already a meme.
He is?
As a this week's episode.
I think you all forgot Dan the Gamer Man. Yeah.
Danger Dan, the zombie man.
Yeah.
I mean, you had that in Kuroto. You had freaking...
He's Undertaker.
Toku.
He's the Undertaker.
Now you got... You had Wolves. Now you have friggin' Thouser.
So... What about...
Thouser's not a meme for good reasons. He's a meme for bad reasons.
Yeah. Thouser is literally the biggest fucking jobber I've ever seen. Like, he is the jobbiest jobber. It's fucking pathetic. But I'll talk about more. I'll
Bowser lose a fight. Oh wait, he hits every fight.
He'll be dead by the end of the series.
Hopefully.
All right. Let's see here. Which other one we can use? Here's one. If there is one trope,
I didn't get to say what I wanted to see as a writer.
You just want a fucking Jav writer. I know that.
No, I actually would like to.
Oh, that's better than my idea.
No, I would actually. I would actually like to see a writer series based off of theater. There are so many things you can do with the theater. Like you could have, have a gimmick where it's all basically like masks, and have tragedy be like really, really dark and brooding and using a sword. But then you have comedy who's like really wild and wacky, and you got a giant hammer.
Okay, Phil, let's expand that, though, right? One writer is stage, one is big screen, one is small screen. And then, like, make it that the genres are their different forms. Make them kind of, like, upgradey, but then, like, their own base suit gives them different things that they can do with it. That might work.
You know,
that actually could work.
Can we have the literal movie writer be a movie theater?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Writer?
That's what I would want. Beyond that, I would want there to be a Kamen Rider stage show just to confuse people.
Summon all the weird stage show exclusive writers.
Dang,
literally.
Zangetsu.
I think.
Hey, and then Phil, the Jav writer can still fit in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically.
No, we actually haven't.
Jav, I got what that is. Shut up! Okay, I am not
You just got that?
I am not this pervert, guy. I am not this pervert that you
Oh, I'm sorry. It's because Phil doesn't know it as Jav. He usually just, looks it up on Pornhub as Jav.
Phil, I think we need to acknowledge that just as much as entertainment made for children to sell toys is an art form, so too is entertainment meant for adults to masturbate to.
Yeah, if they want to do that, watch Girls.
Be real.
Watch Girls Blood.
What's up, Chet?
If you want like a dirty tokusatsu, go watch like Garage Heroes, like friggin' Strega.
Oh,
Straga's actually kind of weird, yeah.
Or Girls Blood.
Yeah, that was weird.
Alright, so, next question. What is the worst redemption arc in tokusatsu history?
Michi.
Easy. Thouser.
I thought...
Actually,
Thouser.
no. You know what? No. Thouser is actually a character?
Yes.
I don't like it. No. I don't like it. I'm not going to say that right now. He's as shit. He's as shit. But if you want to give me the worst redemption arc in all of writer history, it's fucking Gentoku. And don't you even fucking at me.
Yeah.
That shit literally took
Why would
a
we debate with you
character
when
that
you're
had
not
a... That shit took a character that had a ready-made story. A story about redeeming himself for the honor of his father that he let die because he was too fucking power-hungry and he finally saw the error of his ways. And what did they do? RuPaul's Drag Race. Thank you very much.
T-shirt man has arrived.
I am so wacky. Look at me.
Oh, yeah,
what the
that's right.
And see, the thing is, it's not even like it happened from like one episode here and then like 20 episodes later. It was literally one to the other. When I first saw that, I got pissed because I thought this guy is ready-made for a perfect redemption arc, and you just pissed on it with asparagus-written urine. Like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. That was bad. So, that for me, right there.
Michi.
I forgot he got redeemed, yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of true.
That's true.
Technically?
He was somewhat redeemed.
I mean, to be fair, he was so horribly incompetent as a villain that does it really count as redemption?
He was a complete idiot.
Was he ever really that evil?
He was so bad at being evil, he somehow helped the good guys.
Exactly.
Are we still talking about Michi or we're talking about Gentoku?
Yes.
Michi.
Honestly, yeah, memeing aside about Thouser being horrible.
Fucking jobber.
He ain't
his arc
great.
is technically not done yet, so they might throw a curveball at us. I don't know. I'm personally expecting that it's going to turn out to be a big jape, and he's just going to turn out back to being a villain again.
Wouldn't that be amazing? That would actually kind of redeem his bullshit.
It really would. If his whole redemption was just a big fucking con.
I mean, because like from what I've seen, they're pretty much just going to give him the generic "my daddy never hugged me enough" story.
My daddy was the villain of Nexus, and he never hugged me because he was
That's right.
Oh, that's right. He was Nexus. Holy shit!
What?
No. In the I think it's either in the next episode or the one that just aired.
That's the one that just aired.
The guy who played Zagi in Nexus is his dad.
Oh, fuck.
Anyways,
I am behind on 0-1.
Same.
To be fair, you haven't been missing much.
Okay.
Agreed.
So, other than obvious ones, it's really hard to say because it's like when you think of like redemption arcs, you usually think, oh, this character had a good redemption arc and then they became shit. Like Necron had a good redemption arc and then became shit. Fucking I know Chase had a perfect redemption arc and then
he did.
everybody else around
Oh,
him
he
became
did.
shit.
Most definitely.
Like, the only one I could think of who had another really bad redemption arc, and that's because it wasn't really much of a redemption arc, it just happened, was probably Gen. Because his just happened? Like, he came back, he was like, ah! And then he just sort of started hanging out with the good guys.
Pretty much.
They really should give us like a 1 or 2 episode like special of what was he doing over there.
Yeah.
He was just kind of jerking off in the corner.
There was
Like, that's all he was doing.
Got one hand on a bottle, the other on his balls.
Dark Diva kind of got redeemed at the last second. And not
Wait, are you talking about, like, fucking...
He's talking about Saga, not...
Saga, yeah,
not,
whatever the fuck his name was.
Was he redeemed, or was he just fucking incompetent and just realized, maybe I won't die if I go with the good guys instead?
Kinda.
Probably.
What about Takatora's redemption? That's a good
Mitsuki
redemption.
was technically under mind control the whole time, so I don't think that technically counts as a redemption.
I could say Takatora's a good redemption, but I wouldn't say, but again, it was more of like, he did the good thing, he get bad things for good reasons, I think.
Exactly. Takatora was never a bad guy. He was just an asshole for good reasons.
Yeah.
And then ultimately he realized, maybe I shouldn't be an asshole.
People will be more accepting of me that way.
Yeah, maybe I might, maybe people might actually want to talk to me.
Nobody in Decade really had any kind of redemption arc. It's hard to think, because other than, like, Gentoku, or really most of the characters in recent years, nobody ever really got redeemed in old shows.
Yeah, they just fucking murdered them.
Dan's redemption arc was kind of dumb, but he never really got redeemed. He was still evil at the end. He never stopped being evil, so it doesn't really count.
That's fair.
I mean, if you want to really stretch it, another Agito technically was a bad guy for a while.
He was.
What about Pallid from Exade?
Oh, that's another good
yeah,
one.
that was a pretty
Pallid
bad
kind
one.
of.
That was another one where like he never really stopped being evil, but unlike with Dan, where like they still treated him as a bad guy, he never really kept that same treatment. He was like they kind of accepted him at the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I think it's one of those things of they know they need him or else Emu loses his powers.
Pretty much.
Whereas with Dan, it's like, we're only helping you because fucking your dad.
you know how this works. Well, yeah, because like Chad said, like with Pallid or Parrot or whatever,
Parado.
I call him pallid because it makes
pallid.
I call him pallid because it makes the game pun way easier to recognize.
And besides that, just like romanization, it's just pallid. Come on, guys.
Pallid swap. Come on, Vice.
He's an.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Now, wait. Did you just get that, Rob?
Well, I always thought it was parad because of paradox, and it's paradoxically exists. I didn't get the whole fucking palette thing until I was today years old.
I don't even
like
get
from
it.
the moment. No. See, I knew I got the joke mainly because when the original romanizations came out, it wasn't parad, it was pallid. And I was just like, oh, because he's a palette swap of Emu. Okay, I get you.
Oh,
I get it.
Oh, now I get
Yep.
it.
See, and
Which is you know,
Makes sense, doesn't it?
and so it makes the Mighty Brothers Double X thing a lot easier to understand. It's like, oh, they're palette swaps.
That actually does make sense. I'm not gonna
that's
lie.
much smarter.
It's really clever,
That
honestly.
is clever.
151 IQ and a master's degree, and I couldn't figure this shit out.
It's those Japanese, man. It's the Japanese.
They're goddamn
We could
geniuses.
learn a lot from the Japanese.
Other
Like their
so
language.
those examples, there's no real like redemptions that happen. The only one that I can think was really as bad was what's his name, Kiba in Fies, and that's only because his heel turn was just so fucking stupid to begin with. That
Oh, dude,
God, him.
don't remind me of that shit. Kiba in Fies was literally just, let's make him a bad guy. Why? Shut up.
He wasn't, but at one point he was a good guy, but all because the writing said
The entire
oh,
show he was a good
Yeah,
guy.
and-
as I described it when we did the episode, what if we just turned him into Magneto?
No.
For no reason.
It's like with DN suddenly becoming a villain again at the end of Superhero Tyson. I hated that. It's like, why are you suddenly killing everyone?
Yeah,
Shut
Because I
up.
love Tsukasa. Clearly.
because I'm gay. That's
Just
it. Yeah,
accept
that's
you're gay.
I'm gay.
Or
That would
Tsukasa.
explain a lot. That would
Stop
explain
taking it
a
out
lot.
in anger. I think
And
a lot of the writers would be happier if they just accepted their sexualities.
Honestly,
I could see that. I mean, he does.
Yeah, probably.
He does have a bit of a hard on for Tsukasa.
a
He
little.
does.
A
A
bit.
bit of
A
one.
little.
A bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
It's
a
been
little.
going on for more than 4
Uh,
hours.
I got another redemption for you. Meteor's redemption.
Well, see,
See, that's-
I
that's
can't
another
even
thing
count
where
that
he-
because that's typical secondary writer is just an asshole.
Yeah.
Exactly. He wasn't like a villain. He was just an asshole.
That's true.
It's like saying Excel had a redemption arc because he went from being an asshole to slightly less of an asshole.
But Axel was never a bad guy. He still fought for justice.
And-
He just fought on his own terms.
Again, that's sort of the
that's
same thing with
exactly
Meteor,
my
isn't
point.
it?
Neither was a Meteor, except for the one time where he betrayed everybody and then immediately realized he fucked up. That doesn't really even count. That was like a one episode thing.
Yeah.
It's like saying, fucking Go had a great redemption arc because he.
No.
Go fucking
Go
bullshit.
No
Go
reason.
did not have a fucking redemption arc. Go
Exactly my point.
Go basically
It's
got
like-
jobbed by his dad to be to basically work for him, and then when his dad basically kicked him in the squat in the nuts and became Gold Drive or whatever, piss stained Proto Drive, he basically like, shit, I just fucked my donkey.
And
Hey,
somebody here
Phil.
in the chat brings it up. Laser doesn't really count as redemption because he was never actually evil. He was just
Yeah.
pretending to be evil the whole time.
Yeah,
He was also he was just a douche.
and he was dead.
Exactly. He was just an asshole.
Well, most pathologists are.
Ooh.
Wasn't he a coroner?
He was a coroner.
Coroner.
Yeah, he was a
No,
coroner.
you have to
Coroner?
study pathology to become a coroner.
I didn't know
That's-
that.
No, in this case, like, I don't. In that case, if we're really going by that definition, then in very recent times, what do we think about Valkyrie then? From 01? Was that
I
even,
don't-
Dude,
I was
honestly,
pretty dumb.
Valkyrie's
I
so
don't
much. Okay, Valkyrie is so much of a non-character at this point that I don't even register as a redemption. She's just, you know what she is, and I'm not even
Disappointing.
joking when I say this. She is like, and Jay's gonna get when I say she's the fucking Big Show of 01 because she's just good when they need her to be, bad when they need her to be, on a fucking dime. Whenever the writers need.
It's like a revolving door. Yeah,
I
it's
have
like
not-
one
It's
one's
like,
evil, the
oh,
other
heel
one's
turn, face
bad.
turn, heel turn, face turn. That's what
Yeah,
she is. She is the
alright,
Big
I
Show
can
of
accept
Sometimes
01.
that.
changes in the same
My-
episode.
My opinion.
Yes, exactly. Oh, dude, that's
No,
fucking
you guys are
great.
100% right. She's changed who she was within 2 minutes twice.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's just like, what do the writers need me to be today? A villain. Alrighty.
I am so behind. I am so behind on Zero
And see,
One.
like,
I can't even
here's the
say.
thing: if it was like, oh, she's just playing all sides because she's trying to get she has her own agenda. No, she's just exists. She's just a prop they throw around to change sides and stuff like that.
Basically,
she's being run like a bad NPC by a DM who didn't prepare for this. Because he thought, wait, it was the 13th? Oh no, I thought it was the 30th. Fuck. You guys meet a rogue. Oh no, and now he stabbed your cleric, and now he's your friend again. And now he's helping the dragon. I don't fucking know, guys.
Basically, that's what Valkyrie is.
That is sort of accurate, yeah.
So, with that, let's go to the next one. I almost didn't want to answer this one because the rumors are unsubstantiated 100%, but this one just came in, so we might as well fucking talk about it because everyone and their mother's talking about it. What are your thoughts on the Hasbro rumors about them dumping the Power Rangers license or the Toei license?
Skeptical.
After the season,
it's
not going to happen.
Yeah, where's
the proofs?
Where's the proof?
Exactly.
I'll say it like this: it's not going to happen because they just paid millions of dollars to get this fucking license. Hasbro, I very much doubt, is willing to go just throw out Toei's ideas, which is easier to take, and make up their own ideas. And then what are they going to do? They're going to animate it? Really?
They might.
Or are they going to keep going? Are they going to keep going with fucking live action? In which case, that's going to be a lot more money than they're going to be bringing in.
Exactly. That completely defeats the purpose of even owning Power Rangers, is dumping the Sentai and just making your own thing. At that point, just make your own thing.
It's the same as if,
let's
say, some fictional company, let's call them Schmazbro, were to acquire all of the existing Hasbro brands that were Hasbro or Kenner originals, and went, okay, we got Transformers, they're robots that don't turn into shit. We got G.I. Joe, they're pacifists. We got My Little Pony, it's a bunch of octopuses. And, like, it makes no sense.
It wouldn't be the same.
Storks? I'd fucking watch the Storks again.
Okay, yeah, but that's different. That would be making the Storks. But that's what I'm saying, is that you have... getting rid of the core of what Power Rangers is doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Now, having the Power Rangers brand and being able to do, like, fun crossover shit, like, I don't know, we combined the original Power Rangers with Star Wars, and so you got like...
Haven't they done Power Rangers and Transformers already?
I'm surprised they have.
No, I don't think they have.
No, they haven't done those. They've done
They've done
Transformers and a bunch of their other brands.
They've done.
That's actually kind of surprising.
The Terminator right now.
That is surprising. I thought like the moment they would have gotten the license, it's like, all right, Transformers and Power Rangers.
I guarantee you they have, but Hasbro works on a 3-year backlog.
Oh.
So we have to wait until about halfway through Dino Fury before we can see shit that I expect to happen, like, here's a bunch of Power Rangers magic cards, here's Optimus Prime as a Megazord, that
actually,
kind of
to be fair, Power Rangers magic cards would be pretty fun.
Yeah, they'd be really awesome. I would totally be down for that.
I'd buy those.
Like, dude, I don't even fucking play Magic yet. I own all the fucking Godzilla cards.
Oh, AJ.
Oh, good. You still got that deck list I gave you?
I don't, but I will get onto that.
I'll hook you up. You gotta play.
AJ. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, see, again, like Rob said, like if the rumor is like misconstrued and really what they're saying is they're going to turn it into other things besides just the already established show, then fine, yeah, comics, shit, we can get more. I mean, they're probably going to make another video game if
I'd be
it's
down
to be believed.
I'd rather I'd rather it not be.
I guess.
Sorry, go on.
That's the thing.
Like, let's take on this whole thing.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Go on ahead.
5 years on.
What I was going to say is, if they just wanted to do original stuff on the side, I think everybody kind of wanted that. I mean, look, they did. There was that RPG they did. Nobody really cared about it, but the idea was interesting. They kind of have original stuff in the comics, and they're not very good, but people like the idea. That's the thing. If you want to do original concepts, that's one thing. It does not make any sense at all if they were just completely cut out Toei from the deal. especially if the idea was to completely cut out the live action element and just do animated stuff. Remember, fucking Disney tried to do that until I shut them down.
Technically, they didn't animate it. They just revamped it with comic book style stuff.
No, that was Saban.
No, there was a
tried
thing like
to stop making the show live action and just do it animated.
Oh,
Toei told them to fuck off.
And here's another
Disney
thing.
to fuck off.
Well, I was going to say here's another.
Hasbro is going to win.
And here's another thing that I was going to mention. And well, this is kind of tied into a question we have that we'll get to right now. But what's just so happened to start getting traction in America that Toei also owns?
Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you're Hasbro. You see this shit. It's like Power Rangers. Kids love this shit. It's starting to gain traction in America. Why the fuck would you want to piss Toei off if you even have an inkling to want Kamen Rider here?
Right? And like as we were saying,
that's very true.
Kamen Rider makes way more money than Sentai.
Oh, it does.
Oh, it does.
Why in the fuck would Hasbro piss off Toei when they have one half of their big money-making scheme in their hands, and they could possibly get the other one? That would just be fucking themselves over. Especially if they cut out Toei from their money-making scheme. Now they don't have access to all the cool new stuff. Now they have to spend money making their own new stuff. Doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
And like I said, like if you really want to do, and again, if you want to just do your original stuff, and hey, you know what? Maybe they want to get. Maybe they don't even make Kamen Rider shows. Maybe just bring them into the comics and shit. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, whatever.
Like this is like Power Rider.
Why would you?
Or whatever.
Like the '90s comics kind of did that. They had crossovers with Masked Rider.
Exactly.
Once,
so like, why would you want to piss Toei off if you're even thinking about that? Because again, I'm not really 100%. I don't want adaptations, but if I was Hasbro and I saw, Kamen Rider trending, James Gunn talking about it, all these people talking about it, and it's like, I want a piece of that pie. Why the fuck would you want? Why would you be dumb enough to be like, fuck off, Sentai?
If you're at the buffet,
see, like that's the thing. Like, I've heard a few things, like obviously rumors going around the internet. Basically, obviously, like, the animation thing is like, first off, like you can do adaptations of the comics as debatably good or horrible as they are. And also, like, the thing I also heard as well is, like, by getting rid of the Toei license, which doesn't make sense, clearly, the thing they wanted to do was basically either, like, again, this is unsubstantiated, it's basically the fact of they want to cash in on everyone's nostalgia and then only just focus on MMPR, despite the fact that they have a massive backlog of lore. And I think they just decide to focus in on MMPR and, like, basically take the route of Bandai America specifically, and I'm just like, they're just going to be screwing themselves over. Again, why would you want to do that?
And it wouldn't even really make sense because from like the toys that are being released now, a lot of them are not MMPR. They're starting to go into In Space, Lost Galaxy.
No, that's one thing I love about the Lightning Collection is that they don't do just Mighty Morphin. They basically vary it up. You get 3 Rangers and a villain from different series.
Yeah,
that's
why would
that's
they?
What I'm saying, like,
why would? Yeah, I'm sorry, AJ. I think you're about to say what I'm about to say. You go.
No, go for it.
I was going to say,
go for it.
Why, with what you just said about the Lightning Collection, of they're releasing 5 Rangers taken from different chunks. Why would you want that library to get smaller? Why would you want that pool to be stagnant? Honestly, my personal opinions on the rumor. It's a rumor. I read that article. There is no journalistic integrity in that article. And if the person who wrote that takes issue with my words, they can meet me out in the parking lot of the 7-Eleven. Because I will defend that in both debate and fisticuffs.
Also, not to mention, speaking of Lightning Collection, they already would screw themselves because they already just finished the Mighty Morphin line. They came out in different waves. And they're already they're done. I mean, the only thing you could do is basically sell Tommy again, but not as the Fighting Spirits version. But why would you do that? I mean, granted, I'm already a little hesitant with Hasbro due to the Psycho Ranger pack because it kind of screws people over who already bought Red and Blue. But that's.
I mean, if you also like, think about it in this way. You can say the same thing about the Lord Zed, like, individual figure, and then you have the 2-pack with Rita and Lord Zed.
Yeah.
With extra parts.
But that's a thing. That's a thing for another thing. But like, the main point that we're saying is the only reason Hasbro would be doing this is if they want to stop making money, and Hasbro is not a company that wants to stop making money.
Oh no, they don't. They want to make.
Probably
they
not.
want to make as much money as. Hell, why do you think the current Transformers line? It's still War for Cybertron, but it's different. There's Siege, and now they're in Earthrise.
Because that's a trilogy, Phil. A better example of why I know Hasbro wants to keep making money. I'm going to talk here as a Magic collector here for a second. Their core set just launched. Now, a core set is supposed to be there. We don't make a lot of money. This is the beginner set of the year, right?
Uh-huh.
Alright, a normal box is 36 packs for $100, and they're selling that box, but they also have a collector's box. You know what the collector's box is? It is $200 for 12 packs of cards with slightly different art. It is less cardboard for twice the money. This isn't a sale, and they're not claiming it is.
Do any of them have Vivictus Esmaldi or Ugin?
Yes, Ugin is currently in the reprint cycle, but that's neither here nor there, Phil. It's less cardboard for the same amount of monies.
Okay.
And all of these cards are available in normal packs, with the special art even. Oh, but this has a higher chance for special art. They have realized, hey wait, we've been selling physical loot boxes for years. Let's make them loot boxier.
Let's just get scummier at this point.
It's one of the things that's making me very with the Wizards of the Coast side of it. But as a couple interviews have come out from people who've been fired from Wizards, it's all Hasbro's doing. And there's that part of me that's like, I'm so mad at you, Hasbro. I say as I hold all my Power Rangers and Transformers and Magic cards and Dungeons and Dragons manuals and My Little Ponies and Star Wars figurines, etc., etc.
They have Star Wars? Oh yeah, that's right, they do have Star Wars.
They do have Star Wars. They took it from Kenner.
They're also making Ghostbusters figures now.
They are, and that's why we're getting a Ghostbusters Transformer, and we just got a... we had a Ghostbusters Transformer. We just got a Back to the Future Transformer, which is why I'm not going to be surprised when they start doing Power Rangers themed Transformers, and I think we got about a year and a half left. We're going to see like Rodimus Prime redone as Jason. We're going to see Megatron redone as Zed. It's going to be great.
That would be
We're going to spend so much fucking money on it. Oh, we know it's going to be cool. It's Hasbro. They're amazing. They're also greedy AF, but they're amazing. It's how it works.
They did you spend $600 on the Unicron that they made?
Phil, that required me to have $600.
Exactly.
I considered selling plasma, but then I remembered I only have so much plasma.
But Rob, there's a third party figure that you could get that's much cheaper for Unicron.
Yeah,
I still only have so much plasma.
But he's cheap.
So, anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
So, next question. So, again, this is kind of tied into the one at the top. What are your thoughts on the expansion of Rider into the U.S.? Does it excite you? Does it worry you? What aspects of it worries and excites you? I'll start off. It's cool. Let's just not do any fucking adaptations, please.
Pretty much.
No adaptations.
I enjoy it because it means I have to spend less on getting cool stuff.
Or more.
Yes.
Well, probably more. But also, I don't want certain types of people to be associated with things I like. So, I will leave it at
Basically. Like I said, look, I've said it before, and the aspects that worry me were the aspects that Takeshi himself, a long time ago,
exactly my point.
brought up. But at the same time, I'm really cool with them bringing more toys over. That's awesome. You know, being able to go into a GameStop and be like, that's the 01 driver for $30. Holy shit. And just take it off the shelf and buy it. That's cool.
That would be great.
Being able to see figure arts in toy stores. That's cool. Be able to just go in and be like, man, that final form for whatever writer came out this week, I don't want to buy it off Amazon. I can go to Walmart. Hey, it's right there. That's cool. But at the same time, I don't want adaptations. And see, this isn't even going into like the people that would be into the adaptation and stuff like that. You know, the types of people who would attract it. It's just if you get adaptations, you're gonna get people who hate them for one reason and one reason only. The toys are gonna suck. We already know what Bandai of America does to Power Ranger toys. Mm-hmm. So why would you want them to do that to 01? Jeez, could you imagine what the shit they would do to fucking 01's toys?
Dude, did
any of the toys in the past 5 years?
Did you see what they did to Ryuki's toys? Did you see what they did to Ryuki's toys? They basically made the fucking decks cardboard.
Now, to be fair, that wasn't Bandai. That was, if I remember correctly...
that was another company.
I think it was Bandai America, wasn't it?
I believe it was Playtronic. Or not Playtronic. Play ABC. It's a Canadian company.
Playmates?
I'm going to see who did this. It wasn't Bandai, if I remember correctly. No, Bandai did the Japanese ones, obviously. Why did I type Ryuki? I should have typed Dragonite.
Nope, they did. Bandai did it.
It was Bandai? Oh, it was just...
It was Bandai America.
It just felt like it was that level of quality. Never mind. Now then, the thing I'm concerned about with the bringing Ryder over... Well, first off, I'm very excited. I am incredibly excited. I think this is a net positive overall, if only for the fact that it won't be 5 weeks as we import the new driver and you pay an extra $80. It'll be $30 down at Walmart, which, sure, I'm down for that. And the side effect there of it's not, I need to torrent a file and potentially crash my router because my new router hates torrents, which makes me sad, and fill up my hard drive. It'll be, let's turn on Verve.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Which makes it easier for, wusses like Phil who are afraid of torrenting to watch the show. Phil, it took you 4.5 years.
No, I've actually been torrenting for 4.5 years. I just watched it differently.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a confession on.
You used
recorded.
the one that
call the FBI.
You used the one that did all the Bitcoin mining on your computer.
What?
Congrats.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's cool in the sense that, like, let's be honest. It's probably not going to be at Walmart. It'll probably be at stores like ThinkGeek and stuff like that. Whatever. But like, it's cool just to see the aspect because, like, I go to stores. I don't buy anything from ThinkGeek because it's usually really expensive. But like, it's cool to go in there and be like, "Holy shit, that's Kamen Rider Gaze on the fucking shelf. I can just buy them. Fuck,
it's just there."
And it's just there. Yeah, it's normal now.
Yep,
like that's cool. And the idea of being able to be like, "Oh, cool, the new Kamen Rider 01 is coming out today." Maybe it'll be like on a 6-hour delay because subtitles and everything. Sure, but you can just watch it when it comes out in America.
Exactly.
Fuck it, dude.
Like, I think for in this situation for me personally, like if you think about it, like Ultraman. I think Ultraman's actually doing it really good.
Oh, they are.
Oh, yeah.
Budaya is doing it fantastically, mainly with the fact that, first off, we're getting series DVD box sets with the movies. And I think, Blu-ray? Not Blu-ray, but basically we're getting them in, high quality. Subtitles and everything, and especially with, Ultraman Z, we're getting a simulcast via Subudaya on YouTube, English subbed. You're doing it great.
Which is insane when you think about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. It is crazy. However, I think with Ryder and that fact, definitely what they're doing is taking bigger and better strides towards basically a global market. However, the way Ryder fans will obviously interact with the culture, or basically with what we're given, is very risky. Again, going back to what Takeshi said in our previous recording, it's simply the fact we obviously have toxic fans everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if anything, the Toku community at large, it's gonna grow a lot more.
Yeah.
However, I'm also it's basically the discourse that we're gonna have once it hits. And
basically.
Yeah. I think it was actually really interesting. There's a Facebook, basically, the guy Bueno who does Garage Pro Hero TV or whatever.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
There are a lot of things I don't agree with, in terms of his
everything.
obviously. I don't agree with it. However, he does make interesting point. Because, like last night, I actually tuned in for the Heisei Generations Forever panel, as well as also screening. The movie, okay, first thing is the panel. It was interesting. Obviously going to be getting, like, confirmed from Tamashii Nations, Bluefin, Bandai. We are going to get, like, retail releases a month after Japan does. Which is fantastic. I can buy my figure arts. I can finally go plus that. Possibly, debatably, slightly. I don't know.
I can go to GameStop and buy Rider stuff.
Yeah, basically. That is what is currently going on. However, at the same time, like, as great as that is, and with everything going on with Rider, I'm a little afraid, mainly because the discourse that was on that panel, as well as also within the comment section of the movie, was mainly, why do I like this movie, or why do I like this series, but never, like, a deep, in-depth discussion about the series itself.
Yeah.
And just like, I am a little afraid of that. Adaptations, I am a little afraid. We're only engaging on a surface level.
Well, it's kind of like when we did the second time around, when we did the Ghost episode, where I said, a lot of people who are coming into Rider now, and I don't even remember how we got onto this discussion. I think it was because I mentioned that, people who like Ghost are always going to like Ghost. But a lot of people who are getting into Rider now, they're going to use the "I like it because it makes me feel good" argument, and that's a subjective thing that we can all agree on. That's subjective, without looking at it objectively. And
I think that's totally okay. By the way,
no, it is for the type of people who are just going to sit down and watch it and not engage in actual discourse about the TV shows. But once you really get down to the nitty gritty, and go to somebody who can, like, let's say me. I don't like Ghost, okay? And I can tell you objectively what is bad about the show. Someone like me talking to someone like that is going to make for a bad time. And if we start getting more of those people, and again, I can point you to many, many, many places, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, where I see this type of shit a lot. Well, not 4chan, really. 4chan's just a cesspool.
Fuck KRG.
But, like, you see a lot of these things, and you see a lot of these people who have this mindset, who aren't going to help. They're not going to help anybody in the grand scheme of things, where they're going to be overly reactive. And we've already seen what happens when producers from Japan try and interact with American fans. It doesn't end well. It's never ended well. So you can imagine my hesitation when I say don't bring it to America this fast, because in the end it's going to end up biting somebody in the ass.
So
because
one thing I want to say thank you for, AJ, is mentioning that it's the reactionary fans who are just like, I like it, right? The ones who go like, I like it, you don't, that's fine. Yeah. Those are good. I'm fine with those fans.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
a
fine
lot
with
of
those too. Like that's a perfectly healthy way to like your show.
Like you and I will, we will both agree over on the Sentai side. Ninja is an objectively bad Sentai season.
Oh yeah,
but I enjoy it in the same way that I enjoy schlocky sci-fi movies. I think it's that level of silly that I can shut my brain off and enjoy it as popcorn fodder. Is it a good Sentai season? No. Is it one I will watch repeatedly? Yeah, because sometimes I need to shut my stupid brain off.
But see, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of fans are coming in, and I've noticed this firsthand. They're more thinking that their subjective thinking is objective thinking.
Those ones are an issue.
And it's incredibly unhealthy, because I have seen a lot of fan bases, and I will point to it right now, the Gunpla fan base, be taken over by these types of people who are just like, no, this is not a bad kit. It's not a bad kit. You can just put 50 hours of work into it and it's a good kit. Those
if you have
types
to
of
put
people.
50 extra hours of work into something, it's not a good kit. I love Dungeons & Dragons 4th Edition. I understand that it is the rotting garbage pile of Dungeons & Dragons. I had to put so much work into that to make it so I'm not spending 9 hours on a stupid goblin fight. I did the work. My version's good. The base you bought the book is not the same.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, like, when you start bringing more fans like that who believe their subjectivity is objectivity, at that point you've ruined your fucking fan base. Especially when these people have a very, very easy and open discourse with the producers who make this show.
Yeah,
Shirakura, I guarantee you, still hasn't forgotten this shit.
Are we talking about
He hasn't
what
forgotten.
I think it is?
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, look. Let's be honest. The Trinity incident is always going to be the main incident people talk about because that is the one where I believe Shirakura just saw the American fan base as a bunch of ungrateful twats.
Yeah.
You see, like, that's also another thing. Like, as I'm actually scrolling through Twitter right now, first off, there is a lot of coverage in Japan about the fact that we had a screening for the movie. And likewise, we were also noticed by Agito's actor, Kashu Toshi, friggin' tweeted about, like, basically his happiness with the fact that basically Kamen Rider is becoming, it's trending, obviously. James Gunn, obviously, and then even Japanese news outlets are talking about the fact that, oh yeah, America,
It's a big deal.
Like, a really, really big, like, coverage on Kamen Rider, and they're also saying, like, oh my gosh, James Gunn, like, the guy that did Guardians of the Galaxy in Japan, and it's like, yeah, it's like, it's good that we're doing that. However, again, toxic fans, and also basically like the fact that as Americans, I'm not going to hold my punches here, and I apologize for this. We sort of find it hard to be cultured about things.
Yeah,
We're way more
By
brash.
and large, we are pretty uncultured, and just like we're gonna get pig-headed. Why aren't there LGBTQ like coverage in a Japanese writer series? Why aren't there female main writers, etc., etc.? Then it just goes back to the friggin' conversation we had with Takeshi.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And again,
yeah,
I don't say it because like I hate the gays. I hate the gays. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying it because, as Takashi said, and this is the best quote that I've ever heard from one of these questions, they're so easy to try and force the culture that's accepted in the ideals that are accepted in their culture and not the ideals that are accepted in mine. And once you understand that this is not your country, this is not your culture, this is not the way they think, and you can just shut the fuck up about it, we're gonna have a real fun time watching Kuga on fucking Verve. But if you cannot accept that, if you cannot accept that shit happening, if you cannot accept the way they think, the way they feel, the way they write, my god, I can't wait for their fucking reaction to see Fies with Mari getting the shit kicked out of her. But like, if you can't understand that, this is not the show for you. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm saying this because I don't want for us to get to Fies or Kuga or Agito or like Forze. I don't want them. Oh god, Drive. That's gonna be a nightmare. I don't want us to get to those shows and hear this bullshit over and over and over and over again, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to fall on deaf ears. That's a guarantee.
Mm-hmm. It's saddening to know that some people are the sort that they won't take into mind when something was written or where something was written. And it's like, on the flip side, would I like there to be more LGBT reps and good female characters and writer? Yes, I'm not going to force that on anybody. If I go make my own show, I'll go do that. If for some reason Japan said, hey, let's hire this American, I guess that seems really out of character for Toei, but whatever. But it's not up to me to force things on other people. I will force things on my own art. That's what my art is for. It's there to take it. Yeah. What's the next question? This one's getting too heavy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying the way that you're saying it is basically true. It's like, what if a Japanese person came from Japan and be like, no, you're doing that wrong. It's like, what? This is how I always do it. No, you should do it like me.
Yeah, it's and
the same way.
what you're dealing with is a bunch of fucking weebs, and you're the inverse of. I don't know what the inverse of a weeb is, so an ubiwa, I guess.
I think that'd be a pew.
Pew. All right.
Pew.
And
That's a good one.
yeah. So like people need to understand that you can be critical of something
Cowboy Tanaka's fuck off.
without trying.
Rawhide Tanaka. Get it right.
Hello, my name
Cowboy
is
Tanaka.
Cowboy Tanaka.
God damn it! I haven't seen that video in forever.
Cowboy Tanaka.
Nobody prays.
Cowboy Tanaka.
Shoot
Oh,
in the
that's great.
corner. Nobody carried that fucking katana on the train, or I would.
So let's move on from this so we can talk about something that's less heavy. So let's talk about coronavirus. I'm just kidding. So
Thank God, a light subject.
Yeah, that's
So-
not a nice subject.
well, this one kind of does play into it, but it's not mainly because of the virus itself. It's more like the effect of it. So, seeing as Ryder and Sentai were both affected by the coronavirus in the past year, and seeing how it doesn't seem like filming is going back to the way it was 100%, do you think that this is the time for either Ryder or Sentai, or both, to try and anime adaptation of itself? I believe through this, you can achieve both an uninterrupted work schedule, plus you are also able to follow the guidelines for both social distancing and mask when needed without anybody being in risk at any time.
I think
wouldn't
this
necessarily.
was.
Sorry, you know what, Chad? You can go ahead. Yeah.
Thanks. It's ironic that they say that, mainly because yesterday it was just announced that 01 is getting their own slice of life anime.
I saw that, yeah.
What?
Tokusatsu Fan Club. Yeah, and
Oh,
likewise, Kira Major is getting or they already have a simplistic anime for I think what is it, the Kira May Stone characters or whatever.
Oh.
Well, yeah, it's basically Toei already announced that, and we're apparently going to get character designs next episode or next week or something like that. So I guess reluctantly yes, but I sort of don't know how that's going to go. I'm curious.
I want to be honest. I don't want them to go full anime adaptation forever, because that's taking away the charm of what Ryder and Sentai are for me.
Agreed.
You know? But at the same time, if this whole situation isn't going to be going away for a long, long time, I understand Toei's a company. Toei needs to make money. And if this is a way for them to make money, it's a double-edged sword, because at one hand, hey, you're still gonna get the show, you're still gonna get cool, it's anime, okay, yeah, whatever, all right. But then it's Toei. We've seen Toei animation.
I think the best way how I'd want it ideally done is sort of like the Ultraman cartoons, or the anime, basically for Ultraman Jonas.
I thought you were going to say more like the SD specials, because those were actually pretty fun.
Yeah. For example, if they're going to do an action show, or basically a shonen action show for Kamen Rider, basically do it similarly to how Subaraya did Ultraman Jonas. It's basically an anime-only Ultra, and then now they have a live-action suit for him. Granted, it looks weird, but I mean, it's still a thing that they include in their lore, so why the heck Kamen Rider do the same thing? And Tsuburaya does primarily live action, but they also did anime for a short time. So basically what I'm saying.
Again, I can very much see where the idea is coming from. Again, to me it's just a question of quality, because I know Toei has gotten better in the past few years. With the One Piece anime, it looks a lot better than what it used to. But at the same time, I don't know. Again, for the two main things is the animation going to be of good quality? And we know Toei, it's going to be in-house, so we don't know. And it would kind of lose a lot of charm for me. It would just be like, oh, I'm just watching anime.
Yeah, that'd be my
feel
concern.
Like it'd be that thing with the Garo anime where, sure, yeah, this is cool, but this is not why I want to watch Garo. This is just some shit,
Exactly.
It's not what you come here to this franchise for.
It's kind of like
It'd be fine as
Gridman.
like a side thing, but Gridman was another story completely. But if it was something like with the Gridman anime, where it's like, it's just like kind of like a side thing. It's not like a main series. I think it'd be fine, depending on the quality and.
Yeah, you also have to remember
animation.
Gridman was made by fucking Trigger.
Give us a Studio Trigger anime.
Toei Animation
much
is not
to ask.
Trigger.
No.
Trigger likes their thick girls.
Trigger likes animation. Toei likes money.
Trigger has money. Toei doesn't.
But it's true. It's like you said. Like, you're not coming to Tokusatsu to watch anime. You're coming to Tokusatsu to watch people do shit you would see in an anime, only it looks cooler because it's a real person doing it.
Pretty much.
I recently introduced...
It's like if you were... Oh, sorry, I was just before you go. I was going to say, it's like if you're to watch, like wrestling, but just watch wrestling anime. It's like, then what's the fucking point? It's not impressive if you watch Tiger Mask do a triple backflip in an anime. Someone drew it. If you see a motherfucker do a triple backflip in real life, which I've seen, it's awesome. So, yeah, but anyways, go on, Rob.
Sorry. So, what I recently introduced a friend who had been turned off by Writer by one of its more toxic fans, who was like, if you're not taking this 100% seriously all the time, never even, like, accepting...
Sniff it.
One of those types, right? The ones that thinks that all versions of Writer is high art.
Oh no!
Yeah, and so I went, look, I'm gonna introduce you to one that's less schlocky than others. I started her off on Build, right? And her reaction to Build's first henshin was, that was simultaneously the cheesiest and coolest thing I have ever seen. And that's where Tokusatsu is on the one hand, we feel it has a bit of camp to it, because, yeah, it's guys in multicolored costumes, we get it, right? But it's also super cool, like you were saying. It's real people. This isn't, ooh, look at how well animated this was. It was, but there was a guy in a trench coat, and now he's a bunny tank man. And I'm in. I have completely bought into this. This is where my disbelief is suspended.
To extend the wrestling analogy, it's like, we know The Undertaker's not a 6-foot-tall undead zombie. But you know what? Fuck it. It's cool when he raises his arms and fire comes out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We know Stone Cold Steve Austin isn't going around drinking beer and running over motherfuckers.
I mean,
he's still fucking... I mean, maybe. But he's still fucking badass.
We know John Cena isn't a meme, but...
we know John Cena isn't literally Superman, even though I've seen the motherfucker lift over 800 pounds easily, which scares me. But it's cool to see him do it. We know that these are characters. We know that it's fake or staged. But the stunts needed to do this stuff is usually not, and it's always cool. Like I said, it's really awesome to see a wrestler do a 450 or a triple moonsault or fucking drive or jump off a fucking tower and be almost unscathed. It's awesome.
That's why.
But it's not as cool when you watch it in an anime and just think, well, yeah, you wrote it to be that way. No wonder.
That's why when you look at somebody doing parkour, it's really, really cool.
Oh, Jesus.
Because...
Or scares the shit out of you.
No, it's like, it scares the shit out of you, but it's also really cool to watch, because this is like actually happening. In an anime seeing parkour, it's like, well, you kind of expect that, because you're basically...
You drew it that way.
Exactly. You drew it that way.
And that could be said for like any sport really, but I'm using wrestling because wrestling is usually attuned to Tokusatsu because you have the wacky characters. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you just need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna say something, Rob?
No. I was just gonna jump on and say, like, if I write something in a book, that's a hell of a lot easier than me actually doing it.
Yeah, you can write I beat up a dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
Very easily.
It takes something to write it well, but it's another thing to like watch the guy do the backflip over the dragon and pull the sword out. Even if it's half CGI, you kind of go like, yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Wireworks,
exactly.
So again, as we said, I would just be very hesitant if they do stick to anime. But if this is the only way that they can get these shows out, then I wouldn't begrudge them for it. I'll say it like that. I wouldn't be angry.
Yeah.
If that's the only way they could keep it going. But again, who knows? You know, we still have the rest of the year. We don't know how it's going to go. We'll see how it happens. So, next question. We'll do a couple more written questions, and then we'll get to the live questions. So whoever was going to get into the live questions, just put the thumb up again, and I will put you in the queue. So, here's one. If there is one trope you can get rid of from Kamen Rider or Sentai and never be seen again, which would it be? Hard mode. Nothing toy related.
Okay.
I agree.
Shitty last-second redemption arcs.
Yeah.
Or
meme characters.
Villain writers.
Heel turns.
Unnecessary heel turns. Yeah,
Exactly.
I could say that.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say comedic meme characters. We have too many.
Oh, dude, they've really gotten bad with those over the past few years.
Like, see, that's the thing. It's like we saw it with like Don Kuroto, and now it just progressively keeps getting worse. And like
It's like you need one every season.
yeah, it's basically what Thouser's becoming. And now like we had one with like Gentoku, we had one with Woes, we had one with friggin' Don Kuroto.
But like,
And then-
But Dan Kuroto was fun.
exactly, like Kuroto and Waz, they were fun. They were energetic. They kind of earned their meme status. They weren't forced into that role. It was natural.
Thouser is
that they
basically
became
Millhouse.
Thouser is a fucking joke.
He's Millhouse.
Yeah, Millhouse is not a meme.
My
He's
glasses.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could think of one real big trope, it's weird. I would say no, this is too much toyetic. I would say too many villains.
Yeah.
Too many villains in the sense that, like, we have one main villain, and then we have another main villain, and then we have another main villain. I miss the days where we had the bad guy. Because let's think of it this way:
Sentai's
starting
better
from
about that.
Gaim, how many times has the main bad guy stayed the main bad guy?
Not long.
Not that long.
Gaim, the fucking overlords kind of just fucked off, and then it became Kaito.
I mean, you could debatably say it was a Volton build, but I mean, like, is that... I don't know, that's probably pushing it, isn't
I'll
it?
be right back.
It is,
A
because
little bit.
really the original bad guys were the company.
Yeah,
Gentoku.
Faust, right?
Yeah, Faust. And then you had in Xaid, it was Dan, then it was Dan's dad. Okay. Then you had with Zio. Technically, yeah, the fucking Time Jackers always were, but like, I don't know. That's technically the Time Jackers. You could say they didn't do that with.
Okay, can I say an expansion on yours?
Yes.
No more of this. The villains are backstabbing each other so much that it changes who the
You
villain
wonder why
is.
they're there.
What?
No, I was just like, they're backstabbing. There's so much. They're just like, how did you even become like villain buddies?
Right, exactly. Like, at least when Time Ranger did it, it was one guy left. And then they had a second villain to deal with at the same time. That felt fine. But when you have shit like, oh, well, he was the villain, but then I backstabbed him and now I'm the villain. Stop giving us all-star screams. I'm done with it. Let us have Megatron for a season or two, damn it.
Or give us Starscream from, like, Armada.
No, that's getting... He was too noble. We don't want him. But what I mean is like...
That goes into the thing of too many unnecessary face-heel turns.
Yeah.
Heel-face
So,
turns.
because he was basically on a turntable. What I'm talking here is like... And I realize we just complained about how we don't want Sentai to go back down the same roads, but... Like... Look at Witch Bandora, right? Not her American counterpart. Don't look at Rita. Look at Witch Bandora, right? She's mildly compassionate. Or, not compassionate. She's mildly compassionate. She's mildly sympathetic. She's kind to her generals. They still want to end the fucking world. They're still the bad guys. You can have nuanced villains without them hating each other. They just have to hate the Sentai.
Yeah, they don't need
Exactly.
to. They don't need to be
You need to
Jetman.
have villains that hate
Bandora
the
was a
heroes just
good
as
boss,
much.
wasn't she?
Yeah. Bandora is the best goddamn boss. She has dental. She has vision. She has like a $15 copay on her health, which isn't great, but I mean it's better than a lot of other villains.
She promises to give your voice back, and also allow
she-
you to be happily married
she
to
had-
a worker.
She had a company picnic.
She did.
She had a company
great
picnic.
song.
You know who never had a company picnic? Graphite.
They also went on jam sessions.
That's
you
true.
can say you're about to go on a jam
Yeah.
session.
So let's see
Evil
here.
never did that. Bell,
Song.
Hey! Thank
stop
you.
it.
Anyways.
No.
Yeah, no. One last thing, yeah. Stop making everybody a fucking common writer at this point, especially the villains. It's getting.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Can
Yeah.
we not have
Look,
villainous
I am
common
all
writers?
for. I'm all for villain writers. All for it. But when it's like half of the no, it's when it's like 5 villains and all of them are writers. Fuck off.
0-1.
No.
It's not
They
special.
just need to stop doing it for like one season. One season. They need to stop doing
Maybe
it. It's
2.
gonna be cool again. It's not cool anymore. It's
Maybe
not
2.
being
You know-
cool.
But you know,
Remember, I guess, like there are 2 things. First off, remember when Eternal used to be really cool?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Eternal was cool because he was unique. There weren't really that many other like evil writers. No.
Yeah.
Now it's every fucking show has one. And sure, other shows before Double had some. You had
Oja.
fucking
Don't forget
Kabuto, you
Oja.
had Ryuki, although granted Ryuki's premise kind of worked with it. You had Fies. Yeah, a lot of shows had these evil writers, but it's just oversaturated now because now we have so many writers every single.
Well,
The
I think-
last 3 seasons have had evil writers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think if we put it this way, like, if we think about it, it's more or less the fact of, well, if we clarify, it's big bad evil writers versus, like main, or, like, I guess, main villain writers versus,
Yeah.
like, having a general villain writer. Eternal was
See-
a movie villain writer.
Exactly.
See, kind of an expansion. If we do have a villain writer, keep him a villain writer and don't turn him into a fucking monster
Thank
because that's
you.
just lame.
now I'm fine with like one of the bad guys becoming a good guy and then becoming a writer.
Exactly.
But make
Basically, Chaser.
right, Chaser is a
Yes.
great example of that. He was not Kamen Rider Chaser when he was a villain, he was Machine Chaser. He's a different dude. Right? And he was kind of semi-heroic as Machine Chaser for a little bit. But let them grow into Rider, and let us remember that Rider is supposed to be a heroic term.
And Build kind of did that for a little while. Where you had Night Road and you had Bloodstock. They weren't writers, but they could transform, and they had like the writer-esque transformations and everything. And then we got Evil, who got his own belt, and he had a billion fucking forms. And he had his Mook buddies that were also kind of
The Hell Brothers.
Yeah, those fucking clowns.
And then Mad Rogue. Don't even get me fucking started on Mad Rogue.
I fucking thought Mad Rogue was gonna be a joke.
Mad Rogue is.
He kind of was a
He
joke.
turned into
Rogue
a
is like,
joke
let
pretty
me
quickly.
suck your cock, Evolt.
And
And
now
it
we
turned
know
out
Phil's
that-
fanfiction.
Like, I mean, I'm not going to begrudge them because there was a lot of subtext in Build anyway, but I think that's just super text.
Remember when Mad Rogue turned out to be a robot for no reason?
Oh yeah.
I do.
Where did that come from?
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
So let's do a couple more, and then we get into the
That's
live
actually the
stuff.
funny.
So
That's actually the funny thing. For much of Build's problems, I still like it.
I don't.
Oh, that was okay.
All right. So here's one. Most fun episode to record. There's a lot of them actually.
I'm
I mean-
100% stepping out of this one because I've been in 6 in the last 4 years because I'm really bad at showing up to recording.
I'm trying to actually think.
Rob's kind of like the Dragon Ranger of our group. Like he comes in right at the time when we need him.
I mean, at this point, no, I'm just Decades cameo every season.
Pretty much.
I'm trying to actually think what was the most fun, because there's a lot. Like
Dark Kitchen.
I guess. I don't know.
We had a laugh right.
Because when I think about most fun, it could either be what was the one where we just shot the shit a lot and it was just fun. In which case, that'd probably be. I don't
That had to
know.
have been
Maybe
Space Godzilla.
If I did have to,
that, or maybe Space Godzilla, or maybe Kingdom Hearts 3, because that one we just fucking
that one was
shot
that
the
one
shit.
was a good one, but I would hard pressed to say it was like my most favorite, because honestly, I couldn't really tell you what I think my favorite.
I loved Hentai Kamen. I loved when we recorded.
Hentai Kamen was fun.
That was a fun one.
I want to say,
if I were,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just say if I were to think of like the most fun to record and not the most fun to just not the most fun to shoot the shit with, it would have to be either this. It's a three-way. It's either Kanpai Senshi After 5, Akiba Ranger Season 1, or Kamen Rider Blade. One of those three. Because
I would agree with Blade. That was probably the one I had most fun with, because that was the one I think we had the most on-topic discussions to go on.
Well, with Blade, it was really easy because, like, not only was it easy to make jokes with, so it was fun to do that, but then it was just a constant roll of information where we would interject, oh, this happened here actually, and then this, and it was like a constant flow. With Akiba Ranger, I think it was fun for me because, for me at least, because it was fun to just like be able to talk about the conspiracy theories and how it went and where this went and how this went and how layered it got onto each other. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And I think Kanpai Senshi for me was because like I think that was one of our most chilled out episodes. We're just talking. We're just having fun and talking about the show, which I think is the closest to what it sounds like when we're actually talking, where it's just like we're not, being hyperbolic with anything. We're just sitting down and being like, this is a good fucking show.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Those are probably off, because I can't really think of any other ones other than those three. So I would probably pick I would probably pick Blade personally, but there might be one that I can't remember.
I know Fives was pretty fun for us to do too. That was a pretty good one.
Fives, yeah, that was another fun one.
Especially the ending. That was a good ending.
Yeah, when I started telling you guys all about the weird shit from the Drive movie.
That was fucking awful. So what about you, Phil?
I said I liked I liked the Hentai Kamen episode, but I also loved when we recorded Repo the generic opera.
You had it right the second time.
That was a lot of fun because we tore into that, and we just acknowledged that it was a bad musical, but it was an enjoyable movie.
You torrented it. I was the dumbass who, for some reason, had a copy of it in my house.
No, I actually didn't torrent it. I rented it on YouTube.
Dude,
Then
I
why
had a
did you
copy
lie?
of that in my house for no reason. It was like, I don't even know where I got it from. It's just there.
I tore into it. Like, I tore into the one fact
Oh, yeah, we did.
I tore into it over one fact that they wasted Mag's actress, Sarah Brightman, and I'm not going into that
It's
again.
weird, actually, because, like, after that episode came out, because beforehand I've always heard, like, genetic opera is awful, blah, 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 blah. But then after that episode came out, it was almost like a renaissance, where, like, I saw so many people talking about how good the movie is and all this. I'm just like, what? Where did this come from?
Movie?
But yeah, I could see Genetic Opera being really fun. That one was fun. Another one. I mean, technically not an episode. It was us more just watching it, I guess. Even though it was a commentary, but the audio got lost. The fucking G Savior. That one was just fun.
Yeah. That was another fun one because we were just completely baffled about every single stupid thing that.
I will never forget. I will never forget. I predicted for no reason. The main dude just started banging the black lady for no reason. Just you know that guy's a really. I use the word famous loosely, but he's a very big Hallmark actor.
Yeah, I wouldn't call Hallmark and big something in the same sentence. Honestly,
it's an oxymoron. Yes.
Yeah.
But he does do a lot of Hallmark movies and TV shows, so that's something to look out for if you ever want to watch the main guy from G Savior do good acting, not whatever the fuck was going on there.
I don't know why you would want to do that, but we can.
Oh, there you go. What about you, Chad?
That's I know which ones I actually really liked, but that also depends like how you view it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
For me, usually like the ones that I usually enjoy recording are these Q&As, basically asking like interesting questions. The one with Takeshi was really good.
That was
That was a fun question. We're like usually the Q&As are always usually a lot of fun.
Yes.
However, I think the one for me personally was say recording for Geo over Quartzer and seeing your guys like overall reaction to the movie.
Oh yeah, that one.
Like still personal favorite movie. It's a stupid movie. It's a horrible movie. Or I wouldn't say horrible, but it's like it was fun to me in Japan.
Yeah.
Seeing your guys' reaction, so it's like, what's going on here? And like, oh my god, why? Just why? And like basically seeing the whole quantum, or basically just, physics just, I guess put itself in a lock hold and just flush itself down the toilet, and seeing your reactions was also probably the most fun for me, and also being able to talk through that.
It's a fair enough decision.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob? Remember, this isn't just like the past some years. This is like the past all 5 years.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to say Hokkaido, as much as I just joked about forcing people to watch that. There's something about bad schlocky things, and the schlockier the better when you get to that.
I should mention that one never came out, dude.
It never came out? Oh.
No, remember around that time was also the time we did Surprise Future, and my fucking laptop died.
Oh, I'm so
and
sorry.
I never got the audio.
Which was the best one to record, not which was the best one to put out.
Oh, there you go.
No. Okay, then I would say the first Christmas special.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was a fun. That was a fun
making
little
fun of Phil
one.
for hours. And then a close second. No, actually, I'd say it's those two. Those two would be.
I can
it.
see that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, let's see. All right, these are the last
yeah, you
two.
guys don't get to experience my favorite. Ha.
So, our last two before we get into the live ones, and I think we can start wrapping up if I don't see another one we can talk about. So let's see here. What was the hardest part about going for 5 years? It's really just recording, getting
consistently being on the
Figuring
show.
out how to decide what the fuck to talk about.
Thank you, Wheel.
That took us fucking forever.
It did. Took us like 3 years, I think.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the brilliant thing about thinking about the Wheel when I did, because like we mentioned before, when we first started doing this, it was really just fuck, what do we talk about this week? And like it was to the point where we were just making topics that we would really have to hope and stretch. Like one time we would talk about like Super Sentai in general, but we didn't really go anywhere with that because it was just like, what the fuck can we talk about? I think the Power Ranger one that Rob, Phil, Jess, and I did was all right, but I feel like we could have been more on topic with it. Really, like Jay said, it was really just finding the thing to just what to record about, and I think we've kind of alleviated that problem with the Wheel. The Wheel's been a fucking godsend.
Yeah, I mean, I know me personally, I think it was just kind of because I'm sure it's basically anybody can notice. When I first kind of started doing this, I really was not really great at it. I kind of was really, quiet and kind of didn't really talk a whole lot, and I really improved in that regard. So I'm gonna say really trying to open up and actually converse and give my opinions on stuff is something that took a little while and was one of the harder things for me to work on. But just like in general, yeah, just like trying to figure out how the fuck to discuss the topic or figure out a topic, stuff like that.
Yeah. What about you, Phil?
Well, I mean, well, at first it was, can you come back to me?
Sure, Chad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say scheduling, and also I guess really just gonna be very honest with the behind the scenes here. We had to book and schedule this about a month in advance. Make sure we got everyone.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's been scheduling mainly because these past, I guess, 5 years, literally since the whole podcast started, was literally when I started doing college. And really trying to figure out how to schedule whenever I can be in was really, it's really hard for me. And
see, I was gonna say what doesn't help is the fact that like Chad, unlike because Jay and Phil are really easy to schedule with because we're literally an hour apart.
Yeah.
Chad is what 3? I think.
I'm 3 hours in California. Same thing with Rob, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why with them they're rarely on because they're way behind when we're behind than us. And you can ask Rob and Chad. There were times where we had to record at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
Like I think one time Phil and I had to stay up till like 1 to wait for Robert. I think it was Rob or Jess because they weren't here yet. So it's hard for them to be on more. I mean, if they were like closer to my time frame or Jay and Phil's, they'd probably be on way more, honestly.
Yeah, and
the depression doesn't help with that either, or the burnout on my end. But the time zones, they were a hurdle.
Yeah.
But I think overall, like I said, the part that I think was just the hardest was just finding something to talk about. Really, everything else is easy enough. You know, the editing, the putting everything up, it's easy enough. And the last question we'll ask.
I figured it out now.
Go for it.
So, for me, and when we started doing the podcast was when the timing, because at first it was all right because I wasn't really doing anything, but then when we started, I was going into Chad was in college at the time. I was also in college at the time, but I was going through my senior year and I was also doing theater. And it's not,
well, for you were only able to do it later also, weren't you?
Yeah.
There were a lot of times where you had to come in at like 9 or 10 your time.
Exactly, because I would eat because I was either too busy or I would eat or I'd be at dinner or something like that. And I remember the timing thing and the scheduling. AJ and I will admit, we got into a bit of arguments about that and other things at the time, but we worked it out. And it honestly, after 2016 came along, it got easier because I wasn't doing as much theater as I was. Nowadays, if I'm doing theater or if I'm too busy, I just tell AJ, look, I can't record this day, and or I tell I'm going to be unavailable. But it's always been the schedule. It's usually been the scheduling. It's usually been the scheduling, and sometimes it is the topic because we have to there's sometimes where we got to literally watch like so much of the stuff. And at least when the world was like partially working and everything, we were all like busy with our own stuff.
Yeah, it did get hard to watch certain shows. Like there were times where, let's say, I had to watch, or we'd all have to watch like Geki Ranger, and that was hard because you have to do the whole 50 episodes in one. Which is why I'm really happy when we get like 12 episode series, 6 episode series. Like even Tokusatsu Gagaga, which was what, 7 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
It was, sure, 45-minute episodes to maybe an hour episode, but like there was still 7 episodes you could just blast through. So that's why for me, really, it was just that too, because that was a little hard to get through sometimes. But for most of the part, it's been an easy enough ride, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So like I said, there was one more, and then we'll get into the live stuff. All right, so last one. Which is one show that you all reviewed that surprised you with how much you like it or how much you hated it?
Liked? That is a good question. I need to think about something that we had watched that I hadn't watched before, that I ended up liking. Hated? Oh, that's an easy one. Well, I say Let's see.
For me, I wouldn't say hated, more like I just didn't think it was that good, was Gridman. Legitimately, I just did not think it was that good. I mean, I have my reasons, but I mean, I'm not saying it was garbage, but I just didn't think it was great. A show that I liked that I did not expect to like, that's a fucking toss-up. It's either between Shibuya 15 or Shogeki go Raigan, and I'm gonna lean more towards Shogeki go Raigan, because Shogeki go Raigan, I went in with no expectations. I was just like, whatever, it's no way, who fucking cares? And then I watched it and I'm just like, holy shit, this is fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'll absolutely agree there. Shibuya 15 is something I absolutely did not expect to like as much as I did.
Oh yeah.
I was honestly, because I had went into it knowing fuck all about the series. So, that and that I just remembered we did Superhuman Samurai Cyber.
Oh my god, yes!
That was when I watched, and I'm going to stop talking while I'm squeaking with my chair. That was when I really, really did not expect at all to like as much. I went into that dreading
oh, me too.
And I really enjoyed it.
You would have expected it to be like sub Beetleborgs tier.
I honestly went into it expecting this is just gonna be fucking Beetleborgs again. Beetleborgs, which we did two fucking episodes of.
Oh no!
Mind you. And then we just did an episode based on that.
We did.
Yeah, we watched like the beginning arc, and we were just like, no.
I tried watching the Shadowborg arc, and I was like, I can't. I fucking can't with this show.
Which somebody has put on the wheel, and maybe we will get to that. Maybe
I need some strong booze for that one.
But like I said, like for me, like Jay said, like I'll agree with him on what Jay said. Like fucking Superhero Samurai Cyber Squad. That one was just like, why do people hate this so much? Like I didn't understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, one that I went into like expecting to like and then hating, I can't really think of any, because again, most of the time when we do shows, I kind of already know what we're getting into. Maybe like Thunderbolt, when we did Thunderbolt, but other than that, I can't really think of anything that I would say like I hated. Like Genki Ranger, I was kind of just meh with, but other than that, I mean, I can't think of anything like I fucking hated watching this.
Another one I could probably put on there was like Tekoki Mikazuki. I didn't really care for that one. I don't know if you even remember watching that one.
Mikazuki, we did watch that, but we lost. But the audio messed up.
Yeah, I know that one didn't come out,
that one messed up on my end.
Yeah, but like to me, I just didn't think that was. It was all right. It was very meh.
Yeah, I think that was another instance where I kind of expected more from the pairing of Amamiya and Inoue, and it kind of disappointed my expectations. But I mean, other than that, I like, again, there's nothing I can really say that like I went into expecting to like and then I hate it, because again, usually when we do something that's bad, we kind of already know that it's bad.
Exactly.
It's usually just like we go into something expecting to like it, and it's all right. It's not great.
I could possibly say another one would be Fies, because I remember going into it thinking, ugh, I hated it, but I think it was mostly because of the subs at the time. But I mean, I love it now, so.
Yeah, Fies is another show with a coherent translation. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not a particularly great series to begin with, but it's much better than how it was about 5 or so years ago.
So, what about you, Phil?
For me, well, originally the thing that I went in wanting to like and didn't was it was Mikazuki. It was Mikazuki because I was half asleep most of the time, so I would have to like replay it, and I was just like, can this show just fucking end? I don't care about these characters. This robot does not look like when does this robot do something cool? What the frick's going on with this? What's the story going out? Why are we missing chunks of this story? But the ones that I went in, I didn't expect coming out liking is actually a 3-way. It's a 3-way. One is Mikadroid.
Oh, Mikadroid was fucking fun.
It was because
that was one where I kind of already knew what to expect, so I enjoyed it.
I didn't expect it to be so laughable. Probably because of the way we watched it, I might not have liked it if I didn't watch it with you guys and just like cracking up like crazy because that was just fucking hilarious. But the other two were Shogeki Goraigen and Tokusatsu Gagaga. I am with Tokusatsu Gagaga, I am in love with that show. Like I just want to watch it again. It was I loved it.
Yeah, I could tell that one actually really struck a chord with you when we watched it.
Yeah, that was one where I could really tell everything Phil was saying was really genuine and just like heartfelt and from a place of pure 100% love and enjoyment.
I mean, like that. I mean, that was the same for me when it came to when it came to Shogeki Goraigen. Like that show was just like, wow. What about you, Chad?
That's actually really hard.
That's what she said.
I see.
That's the show, everybody.
Innuendo.
Tokusatsu Podcastu, running for 5 years on dick jokes, guys. We are. No, just kidding. But I don't know. For me personally, I'd say the one that I didn't really go in with much expectations, and I don't know, I feel like I probably felt like I wasn't gonna hate it, but I felt like I was probably gonna be bored with. It's Kamen Rider Z-O. I didn't really. I didn't really watch much of Showa because, like, from the Showa I have seen, it's basically like a few episodes of like Amazon, the original Ichigo Nigo series. A bit of V3 because V3 actually has official subtitles from Generation Kikaider.
Thanks, Hawaii.
Yeah, thanks, Hawaii. Basically, I thought Z-O was going to be very, very tropey in regards to, like, you know, it's like, oh, there's a plan being set up by an evil organization. It's probably their doing. And then, you know, hero stops them, fight, stops, you know. Z-O, sort of that, but I mean, like, I was actually taken away by, I guess, the stop motion animation that was in the movie. Like, the plot, it was okay, but I mean, like, that one really stood out as like a Showa writer, like in the later ages, and that was what I think Keita Amemiya did. Friggin' monster designs, I think, or was it directed by him?
He was just the director overall.
Okay. Because just like that one was like, oh snap, those are actually really cool effects. Those are really cool suit designs. Like suits like Kamen Rider Z-O is simple, but it's like that. I thought it was really cool.
And it was only 45 minutes. You could bang it out within the hour and just go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was actually very surprised with the amount of work and effort, and I wouldn't say depth of storyline, but just like it held my attention. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The other one I'd say, I don't know. It was, I guess, an experience. Was the time AJ and Jay actually got me to watch. I think was it the Tokusatsu wrestling thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Kaiju Big Battle. Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, that is my first time into like wrestling anything. I'm just like, oh wow, this is actually fascinating. Like, it's probably not something I'd watch on a normal basis, but it's like, oh, this is on. It's like, oh. Enjoy this.
It was actually really fun, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was just like, oh, did not expect that. But yeah, I guess those are the two things that's like unexpected for me, I guess. So.
All right. So what about you, Robert?
So both my answers are cursed. Let me go with the one I was disappointed in the most. That was Beetleborgs, admittedly, because I had not seen it since being nostalgic for it. I had gone back and watched all the other tokus from when I was a kid and went like, yeah, these are fine. I mean, VR Troopers is a little more campy than I remember, but this is fine. but I hadn't done Beetleborgs yet. And then we said, hey, let's do Beetleborgs. So I went, yeah, this is the opportunity. And you know what? You know who likes children's shows? My, at the time, fiancée. She's my wife now. I'm still surprised she didn't call off the wedding. So we sat down, put Netflix on, and watched. I did not know we were stopping at 2. I watched the first 7 episodes with her. Ooh! I almost ruined the longest relationship I had been in because of Saban's big bad Beetleborgs.
Oh my!
Big bad Beetleborgs. Bigger and badder than one would actually expect.
The one thing we both agreed on was if we just had a show of nothing but like the old Universal monster dudes like Frankenbeans and shit, just doing the Three Stooges bits. That'd be classic.
Rob, we had a show about that. It was called The Munsters.
Yeah,
right.
And we need a reboot. We need a reboot. Now, as for my favorite one,
they did a reboot. There was a reboot. Nobody watched it.
Well, maybe we need another. Well, then they didn't make a reboot if it didn't get made.
Well,
we also had the Munsters. It was called the Addams Family.
That's a different thing entirely. The Munsters are a group of movie monsters who act like normal people, whereas the Addams Family are a bunch of upper crust individuals who act in a gothic and very morose way, therefore showing a darker light on Middle America. Now, before we continue, I need to say my horrible cursed one I actually liked. And to start this, you need to understand that I am a sadist. I get pleasure from hurting other people.
So you kind of have
I know what he's going to say. I know what he's going to say.
What am I going to say, Phil?
What
am I going to fucking say? Say it for me.
No, I'm not.
Phil,
then I don't think
Phil,
you know.
You stepped on the man's toes.
Okay.
You trampled his.
You raised your hand in class, and I'm calling on you.
He's gonna say Mini Force.
I am gonna say Mini Force because there is nothing greater than subjecting people to that. To watch the hope leave their eyes as their soul withers in front of you. You thought being a math teacher could cause this.
See, Rob, it's a double fuck you from me because I watched that when I was sick.
Yeah.
I was dying.
You were dying. It was great.
I remember that now. Oh my god.
I'm glad you lived.
And I had to watch this shit because of you, and I was just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You know what the sad thing is? A couple months ago, when I was working a haunted house, we were all like, we were all pretty close.
This, yeah.
Rob doesn't know, so we were all pretty close.
I know.
And one of the coworkers is a fellow actress of mine, and that's actually how I got the job through her. I found out about the job. I had to try out for it. She basically said, Phil, you got it. Oh, wait, Phil, I really think you should do this. I'm like, all right. So we all meet up for so I had rearranged my schedule for work. So instead of working on one day, I would take off on the day that I was supposed to work, and I would work on the day I was supposed to have off because that was my job at the time. So it's one of the days off because I was working Sundays. So I took off Mondays. We went out to we all randomly went out for lunch, and my friend happens to have a son. She's a young mother, so she brings him to lunch with us, and to distract him now they put the phone on there, and I while we're eating a little after we eat, I'm looking over at the phone. I'm like, wait, this looks familiar. She's got fucking Mini Force on, and I'm like, no! I was about ready to say, Tori, please, no. Do not have him watch Mini Force. Please do not have him watch Mini Force because I have seen the show in English and frickin' South Korean. It is not good. You can do better than that. Damn it.
Obviously not.
You could.
So, anyways. So, with that being said, we're going to start now with just questions from the audience.
All right.
Ain't that fun? Let's start with let's start with Rabbit. Let's see. Let's unmute him. All right, Rabbit. You got 2 seconds. No, I'm just kidding. What's your question?
Oh, shit, I didn't expect to be called on first.
Welcome to class.
Welcome to showbiz.
Welcome in.
Hey there. Then, I'm sorry, I was looking at the really weird cutie honey porn that was on Phil's computer.
Hey, whoa! I did not have that.
It's okay. I'll slay.
Go for it.
My question is there a certain scene in Tokusatsu where you looked at it and was just like, holy shit, it peaked here. Fuck it, who cares what happens at this point? It's fucking peaked at this point. And on the alternative, is there a scene where you're like, this shit's more fucking retarded than a short bus orgy?
Whoa.
Okay, so
That's phrasing.
alrighty, so
I
thanks
have
for that one. I want to go first. Go
Go
on
ahead.
this
Sorry about that.
Okay, so where I think Tokusatsu peaked is back in the first scene of Kamen Rider Ichigo. Goddamn boomers. No. If I were to really think about one part where I feel like Rider was just like, that's it. This is exactly where I can say it peaked. I'm gonna sound really cynical, but I feel it was the moment that Kamen Rider Blade changed its opening. That one opening is where I think just like it's a fucking like that's it right there. You stop because there's nothing else that's gonna come after this that can live up to that change, and nothing has. Like I still love the rest of Blade that comes with the opening, but the opening itself was just that's high fucking art right
This
there.
is coming from somebody who doesn't like elements.
I mean I love Elements. I mean I think it's overplayed. Don't get me wrong, but like
It is overrated.
I still love that change. Like that was the peak. And like I know a lot of people were expecting me like, oh Kuga, no, like Kuga's fucking amazing. But like that right there was where like, you know what, if you were to watch Kuga all the way to the end of Blade, you don't need to watch anything else. Now, conversely, what I think is the part where I was just like, that's it, I'm done, was when Ghost first got Mugen. Because when that happened, I felt so insulted. I felt so talked down to that I thought to myself, why the fuck am I watching this? Because I just couldn't wrap my head around the fact that like someone had to sit down and write this, and someone had to be like, that's okay. So that's for me. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Well, it's funny you say Blade, because I was personally going to say the final fight of Blade.
Oh, that too, yeah.
More so just the finale as a whole, the bench scene, the entire fight, the little bit of the recap we got. All of that there, I'd say, was probably the peak. But also, if I'm going to be biased, I'd probably say the ending of O's is probably another one where it's like, I don't think there's anything that could get like this emotional, this.
What an O's baby.
Listen, I know. Like I said, I'm biased. I think that ending was absolutely perfect, and it kind of really. I don't think anything else has lived up to it, in my own personal opinion. Objectively, yes, there are things that have been done better, but personally, that was one of the ones I liked the most.
What an O's baby.
Okay, AJ. All right.
No, but I can see where you're coming from, though.
As for the thing that I thought was the absolute dumbest, well, without copping out and saying the entirety of blank, either in Ghost, when Alan became Lamau Takoyaki Man.
Oh my god, you're talking about the fucking hallucination scene?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus fuck.
I don't think it was, no, it wasn't Q Ranger. One Sentai. You know what, now I can't remember it. No. Damn it, I can't, you know what? I've seen too many stupid things in my life, I can't remember.
I mean, I think that's a good one, though, where, like, because, I mean, Alan turning into Lamau Takoyaki Man was just fucking hell.
You know what? Here's one. Kiva's ending. Just, I don't know how you can get any stupider.
Neo Fangires, Papa.
Neo Fangires, Papa.
Why did they not follow up on that in Zio?
Because
you missed it.
AJ, the simple reason is because they couldn't afford Koji Seto, but the other reason is because nobody gave a shit.
I do. What the fuck is that ending?
I mean, you literally
Besides that, like,
had
it would've been-
you literally had Otoya's actor there the last season. You couldn't have asked him to just do a favor.
You could just say, "Oh, Watcheru died."
You know what? Yeah, I'd be fine. I'd be fine with that.
Explain Neophank. Whatever.
Fuck.
What about you, Chad?
Like, basically, I don't know. I think, in terms of this question, it comes down to a difference of definition. I think the experience that really changed Tokusatsu for me, this is going to be a really biased one, and it's also just, again, I can't the fact that I did this. Basically watching a new Kamen Rider debut in theaters. Basically being able to see 01's debut.
Oh.
Like, basically, obviously, first off, watching a Tokusatsu movie in theaters, crazy. Crazy as hell, but though, when you got the emotional weight of, oh snap, it's the Heisei era ending, and saying like, oh snap, I saw 01 before most people in the States. Wow. Actually, it's looking to be a good series.
You can confirm that he exists.
Like, I think really, like, that was the experience that really changed Tokusatsu for me, and I think visually, on a visual end, I think, like, you watch it everyone watches it on their laptop screens, phone screens, etc. But though, when you watch it, like, on the big screen, how it's meant to be, it's like, oh snap, I want to enjoy this, as stupid as the movie is. Likewise, on that opposite end, a negative experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the entirety of Ninja, or basically Ninja's V Cinema specifically.
Okay.
That shit was stupid. Why did I waste my time? Why?
Yeah, I feel you there. The fact that I even got halfway through that show just astounds me.
Look, I have regrets on watching Ninja, and the V Cinema did not. I don't know why I watched it.
Didn't they?
It has something to do with trauma.
Didn't they bring back the Fox Lady male as a as the Green Ranger? God,
Yeah.
why the fuck did they do that?
Because her voice actress, the actress playing Green was the voice actress of the monster.
Basically,
wasn't the voice actress? They were in something else that I can't remember off the top.
It was Megumi. Basically, it's Megumi.
I was gonna say, wasn't it Megumi Han? But no, that's not right. Yeah, it was her. God, fucking.
It's Megumi Han, who basically was Pega in Ultraman G'd. I believe Megumi Han also played.
Shinji Kari. You could just say that.
I believe it was also Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Kurama. I don't remember his name, but the blonde kid with the glasses from Cardcaptor Sakura. Fucking look, playing what was Megumi Han in is not a game we're going to play tonight, especially when I've already had as much to drink as I have. She's in fucking everything.
But yeah, basically, the Ninja V Cinema was so unnecessary, and I mean just like, they do it because they want to do it. And it's like, there are other better, fun ways of doing it. The Shinkenger V Cinema, that was stupid, but at least it was fun.
Shinkenger got one?
Yep.
Yeah, Shinkenger got one, and it's just like, that one was basically them swapping through a whole bunch of like, I guess stereotypical movie tropes and like themes. Like, there was a cowboy theme, then there was a space theme. And it's like, it's basically Shinkenger going from like a whole bunch of different movie genres, and that was fun.
And they used the weirdest combination for Shinkeno. They used the Shinkeno Ika formation.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even realize they made one. I could have sworn they didn't start doing those until Go Busters.
Yeah, like they did it all the way back from Shinkenger. Goseiger actually had a tie-in from Gokaiger, or like they basically said, oh yeah, the Legend War happened. But this story takes place before the Legend War. That was Goseiger.
Because Gokaiger didn't get one.
Gokaiger did not get one.
Weird enough.
Weird, I didn't even know.
But yeah, I mean, like, Ninja was such a waste of time, and I think the main thing because of that was because of the characters. It was like, they're all unbearable, and the movie exclusive character, she was super unbearable. And I'm just like, why am I sitting through this? Narratively, character-wise,
that's right.
I hated it. And anyways, you can move on.
Oh, I was gonna say, I guess next up would be
For me, the height was, I'm gonna be honest, it was Philip's death in Double, because
I can see that.
This was when I was still very early on in Toku. I was like binge watching everything and anything that I could, even though there were times I had to stop because it was just getting too much to focus on. So I toned it down. But Double was the second series I saw as in Kamen Rider. I had started with Wizard. A friend of mine in college, who was also the only other Kamen Rider fan I knew, he said, "Watch this one," and I did, and I fucking fell in love with the show. And seeing that ending, I remember it was a warm spring day on a Saturday afternoon. I was almost coming down with a cold, and I was recovering from a cold. I forget, but it was. You could see that these two. You see over the course of the show that they had a bond, that they were close, like really, really close, almost to the point of being brothers. And I fell in love with these characters, and seeing him die was just really, really, really heartbreaking, because it's like we know he wasn't coming back until one episode later. But
little did we know.
But funny enough, I was gonna.
Don't worry, Phil. That episode never happened.
That's basically what I say now. It's like it never happened. Now the lowest point for me is from Sentai with Ryu. So I was gonna say all of Lupin Pat, but that's not gonna be. No, because there were sometimes I enjoyed Lupin Pat. There were some things I enjoyed. Ryu Soldier. More specifically, the Nada arc. So, I'm going to spoil it because I was going to wait till you guys recorded Ryu Soldier.
It's never going to happen.
It's probably never going to happen, not for a while, so I'll just get it out of the way. Nada was a character who was also a Ryu, part of the Ryu Soul tribe, who was the essence of Guy Soul. He's this, this fully armored knight Ryu soldier. He was built up in the 45th anniversary or whatever anniversary thing that was going on for Sentai at the time. It was like the reason why we had the delay between Lupin Pat, and for all these episodes we built up this character of Gaisorg, because Gaisorg appeared in that special and he showed up sporadically, and I'm like, oh my god, I actually really want to see where this character goes. He finally becomes a main part of the team, and one episode later, he dies, all for the sake of giving Red a power-up. A fucking power-up. You wasted hours of my life. I binge-watched this fucking show, and you wasted my fucking time. Will you shut up, guys?
It fits, building up a character just to kill him off.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just the music.
Oh, trust me, I can tell that this. I remember you telling me about this, and it pissed you off.
This fucking pissed me off, because it's like, and then you stab it in more by giving the one character who was a joke character his armor. No. And this is why I'm mad that Dino Fury is coming. Because, what the fuck are you going to do with him? What the fuck are you going to do with him? Ah!
Rick Pepper.
Well!
Rick Pepper.
Don't worry, Phil. They'll make sure to make him the most respectable character of all time. Like Wheelie.
Oh, I think I sprayed my throat.
So, Rob.
So, part of my issue is I don't believe that there is a high point and a low point of Sentai, but rather a series of ebbs, or of Toku rather, but rather a series of ebbs and flows. Part of the reason I enjoy Sentai and Rider specifically is if I'm not feeling a season, I can just leave and come back in April or October, and there'll be a new one.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
That's the beauty of it. So, for my, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a scene that, while not as emotionally poignant as, say, Philip's death in Double, I do think it just gets you to the right level of hype and is a great thing to show off to somebody. And that would be the first fight, and I realize this is very recent, so this is going to sound like I'm just being dumb, but the first fight in 01, where especially doing the huge, like, running through the bus, and then the big rider kick, and then he rolls his ankle at the end, and it just gave me, like, the feeling of, yeah, this is the combination of action and intensity and a little bit of humor that I really want out of a series meant to sell toys to children. But it got me excited and it got me happy, and it's like, this might actually be good. And to be fair, 01's been overall good. There's some points I have issues with, but you have to be critical of the things you love. But then we have the flip side of things that I just look at and go, why is this a thing? And I'm going to say mine is very close to, I think, AJ, you're the one who said Mugen Damashi, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, mine's very close to that. In fact, I want to say mine's about 6 episodes after that. Ghost creates my low point. My moment of, did anyone take a writing class beyond 3rd grade?
No.
Which is, namely, like, there's this speech that Takaru gives about how he's going to defeat the Grand Eye with the love his mother had for him. And
I remember that one, yeah.
And that whole speech made me realize how much Takaru is a shitty son to his dad. Because, like, let's look at this for a moment. And this is just where my brain goes, like, this is how badly you dropped the ball, is I have to dissect this. I'm going to give you guys the cliff notes. The long and the short of it is, your mom died during childbirth, boo-hoo, so sad. Your dad raised you as a single father for 10 years and then gave up his soul so that you could have an extra 99 days, which was purely because Seinen was not telling the truth. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, you're kind of sleeping on your dad here, asshole. Your dad's the really awesome parent. I'm not saying your mom didn't do her best, but your dad put in the time. And then, following that, I immediately thought about going, wait a minute, all the other icons, he can just go like, hey Edison, what's up, homie? And Edison pops out of the icon, like, hey Takaru, how you doing? Your dad's right there, he's in Toucan Boost. Your father is right there, Takaru. Talk to your dad. You had a good relationship with him. You can rekindle it with him as a fire ghost. You know how cool it would be to have a fire ghost for a dad? You fucking wet napkin of a main character. What is wrong with you?
I've never seen Rob this angry.
Oh, Phil, this is a very low burn anger for me.
And I'm going to cut in here and say, I'm going to have a counterpoint to that.
Uh-huh.
Do you think they could afford Yellow Lion for any more than the 2 episodes they had him in?
That's fair. You know what? No, I rescind the entire thing. Everything was perfect about Ghost.
Well, then,
you raised a pretty valid point there.
I
I'm not
know.
gonna lie.
I'm sorry. I was being sarcastic. I've only had
I know you were being sarcastic.
I have only had a Coke and 2 protein shakes all day, so I am mildly ill right now. So
I shouldn't tell him I had chicken marsala and rice for dinner.
Sure you can. I'm not going to be jealous. I can call an Indian place too, Phil.
It's not Indian.
Anyway,
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking tikka masala. You said chicken marsala, which is an Italian dish. My apologies.
It's all right. Rob, it's all right. I'm not. Believe me, I don't. It was a comment. It was just a mistake.
I mean, statistically, an Italian place you own might be owned by Indians.
Ours isn't.
Or Chinese people. You never know.
Ours might be.
All right. So next one. Let's see here. Who am I going to put on the spot next? Let me see. You know what? Let's choose our little art friend over here. Let's choose Artsy. Oh, is she just still muted? What the fuck?
Hello?
Oh, she's just regular muted, I guess.
Okay.
Artsy.
Damn.
Artsy.
You were alive 10 seconds ago. Hold on.
Artsy, you.
Oh, there she is, or he is.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me?
Now we can.
Yes, we can.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So, what be your query for us?
I didn't actually come up with anything, so I'll just pull something out of my ass.
Wash it off first.
Top 10 best Toku memes?
Well, that's a simple one.
That's a whole fucking episode.
Thank you very much.
I got nothing.
I'll give you 3 because I'll give you 3
because if we do 10, we're gonna be here all night.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to give you 3 for me. Tachi Bannerson, have you truly betrayed us? Because that never stops being funny.
That's true. Okay, I'll grant you that. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. 2 of them are for fucking Blade, and the second one is gonna be Kaisa's face. In general,
yeah,
because that man has a scary motherfucking face.
Did you see?
I'm sure he's a lovely guy. I'm sure he's a great motherfucker to be around. But god damn, he's got rape face.
Did you see him in fucking Cutie Honey?
Listen,
yeah.
I think I am pretty sure that Kohei Murakami is physically incapable of not smiling like a serial killer.
And my third one for me, I'm gonna cop out, but you know what? Fuck it. It's Karami So, because it's the funniest fucking thing. That is the funniest. Look, that meme was cemented into my brain when they had a random scene where they had this cool ass motorcycle, and the guy is just like, "Oh, do you want to ride it?" And then like fucking comedy editing, just out of nowhere, you start hearing the song play blaring half a second before you start seeing him like drive the bike. So for like that half a second in your brain, you're thinking, is that playing in his head or something?
Honestly, it would be somehow equal parts more and less stupid if fucking Highway to the Danger Zone started playing.
That's yeah.
I'd go for that.
Highway to the...
But you gotta say it like Archer.
No, you specifically don't,
Well,
unless you are H. John Benjamin.
So, what about you guys?
I got go Jay go.
Yeah. Okay. So honestly, you could just really fill the entire list with all the shit from Blade. You've got Dajibana-zan. You've got just Blade's actor being incapable of pronouncing things in general. You've got Tachibana being a weirdo autistic who keeps eating things. You've got all of the horrible English songs. You've got Mutsuki in his invisible fedora. You've got
oh my god, don't remind me.
God being a weird pyramid thing. Honestly, listen, we'd be here all night if I was just listening to all of the Blade memes. I ate this puzzle piece because I didn't want to be away from you, which is the dumbest fucking thing on the planet.
The worst part is that it turns out he didn't even eat it.
Right? I honestly swear to God, I'm going to be real here. If you ever have a significant other who's like, I ate your puzzle piece because I didn't want to be separated from you, leave. The man is a serial killer.
Wait, did that really happen?
Yes, that actually happens.
I need to
watch the show, Phil.
Blade.
Trust me.
I need to watch Blade.
Trust me.
Anyway, so I'll just pick, the Did You Really Betray Us? Because honestly, it's a classic. 2. See, that's the problem, is that there's like, other than like Japanese ones, I can't really think of any, because all like English ones are not funny at all. Probably. Yeah, no, I can't think of anything else that's funny or that I care about.
I mean,
other than just, like Dan in general. But...
Dan, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what about you? What about the rest of the?
All right, so
go, Rob, go.
Oh, thank you, Phil. All right, so one, I'm not going to say Dan in general, but I am going to say every permutation you can possibly give of Dan the Man, including my personal favorite, Dan the Gamer Man, playing games as fast as he can. And just adding more lines to it every time I refer to it to my friends who have not seen X-Aid yet, to build him up into just the weirdest shitball for them. Sadly, I can't...
honestly, whatever you get to is just, it's not going to be too far off from the truth.
Right, exactly. I feel like Chad's right on the English memes tend not to be funny. I think partially because you have to be even more of a fucking shut-in to be a writer fan in America than in Japan, like, on average. I'm not saying everyone is. I am saying that a larger grouping of American fans are shut-ins and cringe-worthy. But a couple... and so, like, even the ones I make are reliant on in-jokes within particular communities I'm in. So even though I think they're personally funny... they're not super funny to most people. And the one that I think most people would agree with me is funny out of the American Toku side is the sort of thing that if I admit I think it's funny, I'm going to get fucking canceled. So here we go. I love every time they do the original Power Rangers lineup, but the Season 2 one, with them yelling out just their color followed by Power Ranger, and then it gets to Tommy as the White Tiger Ranger, and it cuts to a bunch of people like staring him down, like, what are you about to say?
Honestly, yeah, that's funny. That joke never gets old.
That joke never gets old!
I'd see, Rob, you're not going to get canceled because nobody gets canceled on this podcast because nobody gives enough of a shit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know what, Rob? That was super offensive, and you know what? The fact that you promote that just canceled out everything.
Ah, damn it! I gotta go like publicly get rid of my privilege again. One more thing I am going to throw out there is, and it's a stupid old image macro one, but I have a soft spot for image macro memes. The one of Kota in full orange arms armor on his bed with, "This is fucking bullshit. You can't ground Kamen Rider." That will always be my favorite.
Anyways, I just remembered too. One, Oren's dumb flying kick from that one.
Oh my god, how did I forget about that?
Simultaneously, Brain's ridiculous flying leap on the beach.
Yes! Yes!
I don't know why I forgot those two. Those two are classic.
Those are good.
Dude, Brain's jump is fucking impressive.
Brain's jump is great because he gets like a solid 10 feet and it's all vertical distance.
Motherfucker should be a leaper. All right, so who else was needed to say?
I got it.
I still got it as well, actually.
All right, go for it.
Mine's a classic. Honore Dikedo. Honore Dikedo is one of my favorites because
I think even if that one isn't as funny anymore, it's just you can't get it out of rotation.
You can't
that is true.
Blaming Decade for shit. Yeah, I mean,
or in general on anything. But one of my favorites is. Because the thing is, I don't have a lot of meme knowledge when it comes to Rider, but one of my favorites is Eiji and O's trying to ride the vending machine, thinking it's the motorcycle, and he just falls.
Oh, that's a classic.
That was a good one.
Another one is Dan basically trying to work through everything. He dies and then just comes back and keeps working.
Those ones are fun, and I am known for sending the stupid gif of him coming out of the pipe to my friends when I'm going to continue an argument from earlier.
That's my other favorite. But there's another one I really like. It's where Drake from Kabuto. He's in his masked form, and he just runs and he Superman jumps into the water.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that
was pretty good,
dude. Out of context, that still is one of the weirdest fucking videos. Just whoop.
Because it's just he doesn't even move when he jumps. He just ragdolls basically.
Another one is when Chase goes up to Go and says, "I am in love with your sister," and he just does a spin take it up in the air. He just
See, my favorite version of that one is where someone just edits it where it's just as unsubtle as possible. He just goes up, "I just want to fuck your sister."
Basically, any spit take is like the one in Chase's V Cinema where they all spit on the Go, and even Krim just spit.
Yeah, I was about to say even the fucking belt somehow.
It's
yeah, spit takes are classic.
What's one more I can say? What's one more I can say? Oh God. I think I'm all tapped out. No, wait.
So Chad.
Wait. There's one more. It's where Dan basically is like, I made a save file. You can't. I mean, I put a save function, and he's just like standing there all curved over.
Alrighty then. So Chad.
Personally, I don't really have unfortunately, I don't really have an opinion on this, man, because just typically I found that toku memes in general, they're funny, and it's just at times, but at some point the fandom usually plays them off
Chad, orewa tinkuji takeru.
Orewa tinkuji takeru. Okay, good for you. Okay, dokes. Onori Dikeido. It's I don't know. I think the thing that's more annoying for me is just seeing it romanized horribly.
Oh my god, I've seen it before. Yeah.
It's just my Japanese guy. I think this is just me being snobby at this one. It's why you guys are so weeby? Stop.
No, I think that's valid.
Yeah.
I think if anything, the funniest one that I probably saw was Kaito in Pain from Gaim.
That was a classic.
I feel like that's debatably slightly underrated.
I love it because of all the edits I've seen, the one where he's in pain and Brain's just laughing at him, the one where he's in pain, or where Star Ninja's taking a selfie with it. It's great.
Oh yeah, the cap of Star Ninja taking a selfie, putting that in front of things. That one was another good one that I.
Oh yeah, that one was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw anybody putting him in front of 9/11, but honestly,
I guarantee you that's got to be
wins.
somewhere.
that basically wins.
That's got to be somewhere.
I'm sure it's been done, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Or just Brain just running into the towers.
Yeah, him doing the flying leap, but he's the plane.
Oh, that's horrible.
This is... I think you guys might have just started something, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Listen, photoshopping things into 9/11 has been an American pastime.
When? When has it been?
Well, Americans will pass time with it.
2001.
Freedom. Jesus Christ.
You're not wrong, but at the same time, that's
I'm
right.
not wrong. No, that's how I'm saying it.
God damn it, said Photoshopping 9/11 is a current pastime, you know.
Minya.
That's basically how you on toku memes. That's about
Fucking
it.
Minya.
Oh, jeez. Alright, so next. Who shall be next? We've got 4 more people here, so... let's start with our newbie here, Karozuki.
Just say Karo, yeah. If they're willing to talk, excuse me, you have floor.
Oh, I think they're still muted, so I don't think they're going to be able to. I don't think they're going to say anything.
Let me hit them with the old. Oh, it would help if I hit the shift button.
Get off.
There we go.
Well, I guess they're not going to answer. Oh, well.
Hey, sorry about that, guys.
Oh, there.
No problem.
Right.
A question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so first time listening too, so thank you guys, and you guys are super awesome.
No problem.
I think. My question for you guys is, seeing as how everything is blown up, as of yesterday with Kamen Rider, the Heisei movie, and your guys' opinions on what should be next, that is my question. What is your opinion on what should be next? You guys mentioned, being worried about adaptations. You guys mentioned about anime versions of Kamen Rider, and you guys also mentioned that you guys appreciate and feel safe when they do those leap of faiths with Kamen Rider because they can do it. They've shown that they can do it. I myself used to not like X-Aid because it's video games. That's just weird. And then I started watching it more. I'm like, man, I love it. It's my second favorite. O's number 1, but second favorite. So, again, my question to you guys is, what should be next for us here in America?
All right. Well, thank you very much. So, what should be next?
Apparently, it should be Gain.
No.
Oh God.
No.
No. Obviously, it should be fucking Shin.
They want Gen Urobuchi. Go watch the Godzilla animes on Netflix.
To be fair, AJ, Shin is already on YouTube.
It is on YouTube.
Oh, that's true.
They already brought that over.
It's subbed.
Well, like a serious
I don't know
answer,
how they have the uncensored version on YouTube, but they do.
I was gonna say a serious answer. The next thing we should do for like writer. I mean, it depends on what you mean. Like, should we bring up an entire show? Because personally, I feel we should bring not Kuga, but I feel we should bring Agito first to America, because Agito was the one that really started the tropes of the Heisei era that people would love, that people would go on to learn are part of the tropes of the Heisei era. Because Kuga has form changes, but Agito has like introducing the toys and form change, introducing insert songs, the secondary rider, the tertiary rider. It introduced a lot of the tropes that we would see in latter-day Heisei era, and even a little bit into Heisei Phase 2. So I think right now it would be the perfect time. I mean, hell, Chad already said, the actor of Agito fucking tweeted about it. I think right now would be the perfect time to introduce Agito into the mainstream, or at least into America. Especially because, next year is the 25th anniversary?
No, it would be the 20th anniversary of the show itself.
So. It is, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
20 years of Agito.
So.
All right, so there you go.
Personally, I think, I mean, obviously I'm kidding with Gain, or I might not be, who knows. Yeah, probably kidding. But, if anything, like, it would be interesting to, yes, possibly Agito, mainly because it's, first off, it's like subsequent, it's like we're going in subsequent order, but they also did say that there was no order in which they'd released the series. And I think, like, to get a general feel for, like, Kamen Rider, because think about it, we already have one from the Showa era, the first one of the Showa era, we have the first one of the Heisei era. Why not do a Heisei Phase 2 series?
Double.
Preferably, yeah, either double or possibly O's or Forze. So that way, like, if you do double or O's or Forze, you can also introduce, like, the idea of Foundation X, and then, get the movies, like...
and then get disappointed when they don't do anything with Foundation X.
Pretty much.
They still gotta do something with them. But
X-Aid would have, but X-Aid then dropped the ball as well.
That's right, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, in that one thing that had to do with Braves, Safari, something, gas shot, and the only movie we ever get plot convenience about his nurses.
But
yeah, they had Oja show up again for some reason. Why the fuck did they get Oja?
Because he's Oja, and he just does.
The reason for a Shinjirion reference in, what was it, 2016? 2017? Fucking nobody watched Shinjirion.
See, like, the thing is with, like, the heavy emphasis with Ryuki and X-Aid was... What I remember is, like, I know there were, like, I believe there were interviews as, like, who was their favorite Heisei writer? And I think, Hiroki Iijima, the one who played Emu, said his favorite writer from childhood was Ryuki. And that's why there's such a emphasis, why they got back, what was it, Zolda for Cho Superhero Taisen, and then why they also got Oja back for the Brave Special.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, imagine that, like, seeing the villain from the Kamen Rider series that you enjoyed watching you're now a Kamen Rider as well, and you're getting your ass handed to you by his character.
He probably thought it was an honor.
Probably a deep honor. I wish I could beat up by Oja.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd be down for that. Me personally, it's hard to say, because obviously we already kind of talked about it. I already said Agito, probably. I already said probably one of the newer shows, probably Zero One or a simulcast of Saber. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm probably more open to them trying to do another kind of adaptation, or at the very least some kind of, like, dubbed version of a series, more so than the other guys, I'd be down for it. I mean, Dragon Knight's not that bad. It's kind of silly. It's kind of not great. But with some amount of effort, you could probably make a good Kamen Rider adaptation. Especially if it was made more in terms of, like, a more adult, not as necessarily adult audience like Amazon's was, but more for, like, made it for, like, not for kids, basically, but
the audience that you would make it for in Japan.
Exactly, the audience you would make it for in Japan, where it's not necessarily 100% kiddie focused, but you're not making it like grim and edgy and blood and 90s and Rob Liefeld.
Dude, oh my God, Rob Liefeld.
No,
I mean, hey,
actually, you know what?
That's a very Rob Liefeld promised us a crossover between the Zeo Rangers and Youngblood. He still hasn't delivered on that.
You know what? There's a good question to be taken from this. Who would make it?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. Who could you get to make it?
I don't trust Hasbro, honestly. I don't.
If they got a different crew than who they have on Power Rangers right now, maybe. I think the new guy they switched to in the last handful of Beast Morphers is doing pretty good. I mean, he brought in Gavon. He made the final boss of Beast Morphers, Venjix. I mean, he put in all of these old references, and they actually mattered, and they're not just like bullshit fan service.
It actually tied up the ending of RPM.
Yeah, they resolved a fucking 10-year-old cliffhanger. I think if you got someone like him involved working on the show, it might actually be pretty good. Granted, it'd still probably have a lot of flaws to it. It'd still have that really kiddie writing that Power Rangers does now. That's kind of what I'm saying, is that don't make it for, like, a kiddie audience, but still, like, try to make it for a general audience. Kind of like what Dragon Knight did, where it's not going strictly for, like, a child audience, but at the same time still go for, that general audience.
I was gonna say don't make it contemporary PG, make it 90s PG.
Exactly.
Where you can get away with a little bit more.
Actually, that also occurs to me, like, in terms of, like, say, Dragon Knight and Ryuki, right? Why not release both of them at the same time?
Yeah, you could.
That could be a really good idea,
Dragon Knight on a actually good video quality, and do an upscale on it or something.
Burgers.
Around the same time you look like 1,000,000 burgers.
Burgers.
Burgers. What?
Fucking love.
What?
God damn it! Why has nobody found that video? It's pissing me off.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad that YouTube poop is gone. Anyways, I mean, yeah, you could do it and you could make it work. It's just you do really need the right kind of person for it. Other than that, I know Shirakura said on Twitter the other day, after the massive positive reception of the HG Forever premiere, that he said they were going to make the movie, they were going to have it a theatrical release here. They were going to put that into theaters. And I feel like that might be next, is that eventually, once this woo flu shit is done, and we finally go back to normal, and movie theaters are a thing again, which probably won't happen, but still, that they might try a big wide release of like a Kamen Rider or a Sentai or some kind of Toku movie, and it's probably not going to be like a wide release. It's probably going to be like I described it as like
Fathom
it's
events.
like one of those Fathom events where it's like they have some anime movie and they have like it's in theaters for like 1 day or like 2 days and then that's it. It's like a special event.
I was supposed to go to one of those.
It's probably just going to be something like that.
See, I'm totally in for that, and you know what you could do, honestly? There's two things I think you could do. One, you could do the most recent summer movie of whatever writer's out, which, I don't know, let's say Saber by the time is out, and the movie comes out, there you go. Or, here's another idea that I had, that I don't think they're going to do, because I think it might take a little bit more time to do it. You could take, let's say, whatever writer you want to bring to America, like, let's say Forze or Ryuki or Kiva, why don't you take the first 3-4 episodes and edit them into a movie, and then leave it off a cliffhanger and be like, all right, now you go watch the show on. There you go. Yeah.
Because I mean, that's the thing. These are movies that are already been made. The cost of putting them into theaters is basically a drop in the bucket compared to whatever they recouped on toy sales 10, 15 years ago, or even nowadays. Fucking nobody could buy tickets to it, and they'd still probably keep doing it because it barely affects them at all.
Or you know what? Like, the idea that just came to me right now. Why not just do what Japan does, except release an earlier, like, Heisei movie, right? Say, for example, All Riders vs. Die Shocker, Decade, right?
Yeah.
And you know how Double makes a cameo, right?
Of course.
Just release Double after that, and say, at the end of, All Riders vs. Die Shocker, it's like, oh yeah, coming next to Tokusatsu, Kamen Rider Double.
Yeah, they could do it again, like they did with Char's Counterattack last year, where at the end they had the trailer that kind of announced the Hathaway's Flash movie.
Yeah.
You could do something like that, where you release an older crossover movie, summer movie, and then you have the cameo of the new writer, and then at the end being like, coming so-and-so date is this show to Tokusatsu. And then you could keep doing that with the next movies. You could have Gaia Memories of Fate in theaters, and then Oz shows up and be like, coming next December, here comes Oz. You could do something that could work. There's a lot of ideas they could do with a theatrical release of Kamen Rider or anything like that.
Exactly. And see, that's why I'm glad we have who we have running Tokusatsu, because he's not an idiot, and he knows what Tokusatsu fans more or less look for. So I'm very much happy with who's running the show, because they'll at least have a...
Who's running it again? I know it's Skull from Power Rangers, and then there's the other guy.
Yeah,
Charleston, let's see, Jason Narvi, and then the actual, and it's apparently people from Shout Factory that are running,
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, Shout's always kind of known what they were doing. They really do know how to sell to an audience. So,
oh yeah,
I'm sure there's a lot of ideas they could go with, and I'm excited to see what they might do. But at the same time, this is Toei we're talking about, so they might somehow shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, again, Toei can really screw them over.
This is a situation where, as long as they're not sticking with the current show, it's basically a net profit, whether it goes badly or not. They're not losing out on anything, no matter what they do.
Yeah, that's why I was so hesitant for them to release HG Forever, because I'm like, why not try it out with something older? But I mean, again,
why not try it out with something older, where you don't have you could do Double, and you have a couple characters from one show you haven't seen, instead of doing HG Forever, where you have a bunch of characters from 15 shows nobody's ever seen, or at least nobody's ever seen legally.
Fair.
Though to be fair, I will say this. It did kind of work out for them in the end, because the only ones who were really watching it were Rider fans anyways. For me, it was only they were releasing it in
That's kind of what I
theaters.
expected was going to happen, is that the only people who were going to watch the premiere were people who have probably already seen this movie to begin with. And you know what? It worked out well. I mean, fuck it. They had it on, what was it? Number 1 on trending? Or it was close to the top on trending?
Number 10, I believe.
Number 9, I believe.
I don't know. I kept seeing on their Twitter, where it kept going higher and higher up on the list, but I didn't see exactly how high. There's really a lot of possible things they could do, and it's, like I said, there's really no downside to anything they do in this situation. At least in terms of Toei's end, with the shows coming out, or the profits. Obviously, we've already talked to death about what's going to happen to the show's perception, or the fan base, or stuff like that. That's an entirely different beast here. And honestly, I think the smartest thing would to be either stick with doing Double or something, or like AJ said, putting an old summer movie into the theaters and just kind of hoping from there.
Yeah, I think overall, honestly, Ryder has a bright future. He does, because we mentioned it earlier. Super Raya, they got the right idea. Just do, honestly, you want Ryder to sell? Do what Super Raya's doing. Fucking easy.
I mean,
Easy.
granted, Subaraya and Ultraman is a different situation where Ultraman has already had this established fan base in America and a wide established fan base for many, many years, whereas Kamen Rider was relatively unknown in comparison.
True, but like I'm saying, but I'm just thinking that like you can basically copy what they're doing and it'll do fine.
Yeah, I mean, Subaraya beat the shit out of those Chayo motherfuckers, and they're rolling in the money now.
Yeah.
So see exactly do what they're doing. They're putting the shows on YouTube, which Toei's already doing. Granted, they're not subtitling them anymore for some insane fucking reason. You can do live simulcasts of the new shows. You can release all your old shows on Blu-ray. You can doing something with fucking Marvel. They've got games coming out. They've got toys. They got all this shit coming out. Just look at what they're doing and copy that. You guys have been doing that well for the last 40 years. Might as well just keep doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we only have 2 more people and then we're done for tonight.
So
So
we have 2 more, and then somebody did leave. I'm not sure if they sent in a question or anything.
oh no, they already sent it in earlier.
Okay, so then we can...
We had read it off.
Okay.
So next, come on down, Techno Dude. What's your question?
Archer, go.
Oh boy. So, you actually already pulled one of my questions, so I'm going to have to take a second. This is awkward. I had another question prepared, and I have forgotten. And this happens to me a lot, so I should have remembered to write something down.
Don't worry about it.
It's all good. It's the best of us. Best of us.
What the hell? Okay, you know what? Something I was gonna ask you guys to do, but since it's way too short a topic. Favorite not transformation trinkets, but favorite drivers.
All right. Alrighty then. So thank you very much. So let's see. Favorite drivers? Honestly, for me, one of my favorites that I've ever bought that's just fun to play around with is the Dark Wizard driver. I love that belt. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. It has different sounds. It is all sorts of beautiful. Number 2 would be the Evil driver. That's number 2 for me.
Let's see. For me, it would probably be the Kuga Arkle, mainly because I own the CSM, and having to do... you can't just push the button on the side. You gotta do the pose.
You gotta do
it. It doesn't work.
Yeah, you gotta do the fucking pose.
Yeah, that's
just,
the thing.
The belt just looks at you funny if you don't do the pose.
Yeah, you gotta do the pose. It's it's a requirement. And then, I guess my second favorite would be the Sen Goku driver, due to, I guess... Well, obviously it's a favorite, but aside from that, versatility. It's cool. And the suits are cool, so that's my take.
Mine's a 3-way.
Right.
What is with you in 3-ways, Tim?
Uma.
He's just really into them.
Anyways.
No, I don't want to fucking update Windows.
I got my favorite is Kuga Arkle, because it's just such an elegant design, and it's the one CSM that I want to. Well, it's one of 2 CSMs I actually really want, but I think that would be more feasible for me to get.
Which is the other one?
Fai's Gear.
Oh my god, it's good fucking
I
luck.
have that one.
I have that one too.
It is
Oh.
nice. I tried to do a popping noise, but I couldn't do
I want it. I want that so badly, but I know for a fact that it's probably going to be an arm and 2 arms and a leg for me to get one of those.
Oh, nowadays? Oh, most definitely.
Oh, definitely, dude.
Because especially when it was at the time when I didn't have any money. And actually, Kuga also screwed me over because I had just finished paying off my damn CSMO's driver, and I was like, of course, the one time when I actually want to get the goddamn when I actually want to get that, I can't get it.
I'm surprised you didn't say the Kiva CSM.
Oh no! I am. Do you think I'm paying that much money for Kiva?
Though to be fair, I think did they already release a Dark Kiva version?
No,
they didn't.
Sure they did.
I don't think so. Not yet.
It's X and X.
I think honestly, right now the only CSM I could probably afford is the double driver. That's probably the only one I could afford, and I
mean, shit, they're already releasing another version of the Arkle, but it's like. It's what is it?
Oh, that's actually a prop.
It's just a prop, isn't it?
It's
yeah,
just
it's
a prop. It is
belt.
by Rainbow's OK. They are responsible for releasing just the props. It is not. It has no electronics. It is just the belt itself. Does nothing.
And it's way too expensive for what it is.
Right now, I can't get anything. But my other favorite driver, my third one would probably. It would probably have to be the build driver because I just like how really industrial it looks, and I like the full bottles. I like them. They're colorful and they were very affordable to get.
They're clicky,
pretty much.
Rob,
favorite driver.
We're not talking about Uber drivers, though.
No, I've never been to Uber driver.
My favorite Uber driver was Federico from like 5 months ago because he didn't say a word to me. And you know what? That's what I appreciate.
It's because he couldn't. It's because he couldn't. He wouldn't understand.
To have a fucking conversation with me at 11 o'clock at night.
Well, maybe he just couldn't. He couldn't. He didn't understand.
I had an Uber driver who I was on my way to a birthday party. Birthday party of the same friend who showed her son Mini Force. I forgot the birthday gift halfway there. He actually made a U-turn to let me go pick it up, and I thought, oh, he didn't charge me. No, he charged me.
Well, no shit. But anyways, as we were saying, Rob.
Right. Thinking about the drivers I own, I'd say the Force driver is honestly my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's nice and clicky.
But that's mostly because of all of the transformation gimmicks are just little fidget toys to play with.
My nephew. I don't know if I ever mentioned this to you. My older nephew, who is he that's his favorite. His younger brother, he's like 3 now. He has autism, and like they that's his favorite thing to like play with.
Yeah, the Switch.
It's really adorable to see him play with them.
That's nice.
And then I on a similar level. As much as I love the driver, I can't say it. I love the shift cars for playing with when I need to do something with my hands. But the driver itself, having to aim it's kind of dumb. I'm going to say it has to be the Forza driver. Deca driver and Gamer driver are close seconds. O's driver's a close second. But it's got to be the Forza driver. You just play with all the little toys, mix them and match them. It's great.
See, it's weird about the game driver. I probably would like it a lot more if there was like an off switch for the gashets.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I just keep the pull. I just put the pull tab back in.
Yeah, that's what I do sometimes.
I can't do that with the Mirai watches though. I for some reason cannot do that with them, and it pisses me the fuck off.
All right, so last question for tonight.
Nobody fucking I gotta still say.
Oh, you didn't go?
No, yeah, I was gonna go.
Oh, you know what? It's because I think it's because I mixed. It's because I mixed up your Fies thing. Go for it.
That's fair. Well, actually, it's funny because I was going to say the Fies belt, the Fies driver, and the Fies gear. I love the design of it. It's sleek. It's aesthetic. It matches with Fies, where it's got it's mostly the chrome and it's got the black and the red to it. All the neat little gimmicks, and of course there's the flip phone, which is it's just fun to play with, and you can just put random combinations in and hear the noises. I love the little gimmick stuff, especially the CSM version where you get the leg brace, you get the pointer, you get the camera knuckle thing, you get all the little gimmicks.
You want to keep rubbing it in that I don't have it?
Yes, I will.
Yes,
because it's nice. If it wasn't in a storage bin, I'd pull it out.
Jay, I'm gonna come up there and I'm gonna take it.
Hey Phil, guess
what? Close
Staring at
second
mine right now.
is the O's driver because it's voiced by Akira Kushida, and also because I like O's. Yeah, that's basically it.
There you go.
Nice.
All right. So the last question before we wrap up today. Let's talk to you, Mr. Madman. Let's see what your question be. And he left. Oh well.
Wait.
I guess that's it.
Oh, he's just listening in.
Oh, okay.
Oh well. Well, I guess that's a good way to stop it then. Anyways, so with that being said, I guess 5 years, guys.
Holy shit!
Fuck. I don't actually know how to end this.
I can't believe it's been 5 years. It's like
honestly, neither can I. Thinking about it, it has been 5 years, hasn't it? Feels weird.
It does.
We didn't have a very big turnout, but I appreciate the turnout nonetheless. I thank you guys as always for listening. Very much appreciated. Keep up being as good as you guys all are. I'm not as good at this, especially if I was not as drunk as I was, and I didn't have too much today. Don't worry, guys. I only had one
bottle.
Yes, I mean not like a fucking bottle of vodka or something. I just had a fucking bottle of generic booze. I had Night Shift Brewery's Briar Weiss.
Night Shift.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big fan of their brand. They have nothing I've tried from them has been pretty good. This one is not an exception to that. They're local, so they can find me if I say this. So.
Oh man! Fucking headline tomorrow: local Boston man gets the shit kicked out of him by local brewery.
Has to give Feisgear to a podcast friend.
Yep.
Oh, so me.
No, me.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, that's actually really fucking cute.
Adorable.
That is
adorable.
I am saving that. I am saving that. That is actually really nice. Thank you, Artsy.
I'm gonna save that.
That's actually really cute. But yeah, so shit. You know what? I'll say it like this. When we first started this, I was really bored, kind of depressed after a convention, had nothing going on in my life. And I was still pretty shit at talking, like, in public. And you can hear that. But and this is going to sound really mean, but the greatest thing that ever happened to me was Sam leaving this podcast, because it forced me to really, like, buff up and, extend my chops. And I think it really helped me in the long run, because
pretty much.
Yeah, and I think it really helped me in the long run because it showed me how much I really like doing this. And, like, there's times where we miss a week or two, it happens, but I never say to myself, like, I hate doing this, or, oh god, we're doing this week. If it's not for comedy. I always like doing it because it's always fun, and for like the past 5 years, I don't know. I just feel like it hasn't been 5 years. I feel like I feel like it's still 2015, where it's just all of us having no idea what to talk about, having fucking JC go, having no idea what time we're going to record, having to deal with fucking Skype. Even if we were going to record. If Skype was going to work that fucking week.
Yeah.
Like,
fucking Christ, I wasn't around for you guys.
Jay. Dude, I think you came in the episode after the last time we used Skype, legitimately.
They literally had to coerce me into using Discord.
Well, it's because you thought it was like a virus thing. but from everything that's happened through all the times we couldn't record, we were late, we were this, we were that, we didn't know what to do. All of that shit has probably just made it better for everybody. It's made it better for me, definitely. It's been so much fucking fun. And not only that, but all the people that we've gotten to meet who legitimately like us, and like Jay said, we don't have a big fucking fan base. But what we do have is a very loyal, fun, supportive, communicative fan base, which I will never ever stop loving. Like shit. It's to this day I appreciate everybody who listens to this, and it will never stop being like my honor to fucking come in and record this, because legitimately, last 5 years, pretty goddamn fun. That's all I got to say about that.
Damn right.
Dang straight.
Damn straight.
Rob, if you're still with us,
I am. I just haven't had much to say.
Words of wisdom. Why don't you hit us with something?
I always feel appreciated, despite the fact that I will go months at a time. I think my last streak was 14 months without being there. There was a 6-month streak of me forgetting I had muted the Discord for a single project, and just
you didn't even know we had this server until
yes, tonight. That is also true. I didn't know that the server we're recording this in existed. And yeah, you guys are always willing to.
We didn't tell you. We told you. You just never know.
You were on mute for 6 months. But yeah, so I was. I'm always glad to know that I can come back. I haven't done something horribly heinous, even if I tend to be the contrarian on a lot of points.
Well, sorry to cut you off. A contrarian is necessary, and I won't lie, there have definitely been people who have said, you know, me and AJ, we kind of have a similar mindset on things. We agree on a lot of stuff, and it's
we're both pretty racist, I'll admit.
It's just kind of a coincidence that we end up having the same opinions on a lot of things. So it's always nice to have somebody who doesn't agree with us 100%.
Like Phil.
Exactly.
Phil's always a very good third voice.
Oh yes, exactly. So.
And
I think you're always appreciated when you're around as well, because I'm gonna stop now. You can continue. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm hoping that my next gap won't be measured in months. But considering there's only like one episode a week, I mean, 2 months is missing 8, which is still a lot, admittedly. And I did kind of skip all of Geo and Ryu Soldier, so I didn't have a lot to talk about last year. But yeah, I normally have wisdom here, but like I said, I'm running purely on 2 protein shakes and a Coke, and I'm kind of sick as a dog, and I think I've run out of steam, and hopefully that steam will be back before I come back next time.
Well, there you go. So
I did put you on the spot.
No, you're fine. I've been waiting my turn since the how would we adapt Common Writer, and then nobody said I could go, so I just kind of stayed quiet.
To be fair, that does happen to all of us every now and then.
It sort of does.
It does.
You just need to know the point to be like, hey, hold on a second.
So my whole.
I think there was one time during our outro where I completely forgot that fucking Phil was here.
To be fair, you forget he's there when we do the intro. You forget how to do the intro sometimes.
No, there's times where there's times where I do it to be a dick, but there's times where I legitimately just like, oh wait, it's not, because I'm so used to it just being you and I sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So nobody got to hear about my insane plan for a Common Writer CW series, but I'll save that for later.
I mean, to be
fair, I thought you were gonna
talk
about a.
As long as
they already did.
Not for kids,
Riverdale,
like where Arrow is.
Oh, Arrow.
I thought you were going to talk about some, like, Common Writer, like, democracy or something. Some big fucking empire. But, okay.
Honestly, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. I mean, Arrowverse shit is garbage, but it's successful, so if you did Common Writer like that, it'd work.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, with that being said, actually, you know what? Let's let Phil and Chad have a final word here. So let's go with Chad first.
Okay. Just honestly want to say thank you guys so much just for your love and support these past 5 years. Granted, I have really been there. I've been here on and off, despite a whole lot of laptop problems in the past, and the fact that I'm actually using someone else's laptop right now is a miracle that I'm also here. I guess I'll just go one by one. AJ, you've been awesome in doing this whole podcast for the past 5 years. Thanks for putting up with my BS in terms of a laptop and everything else, and scheduling, especially. Jay, you're just really cool guy. I've been haven't really had much to talk to you about every time. It's really fun. Phil, I say this with all the respect. You are sort of the punching bag here. You've been going with all the blows. Thank you for doing that. And, Rob, I always enjoy our conversations like these, and it's just like you always bring an interesting perspective. And I want to say, just thank you for that. You know. Last but not least, to our listeners, thank you so much again for past 5 years of just support, of listening to us ramble about Tokusatsu. そうですね。トクポッドキャストの皆さん、この5周年、本当にありがとうございます。これからもよろしくお願いします。And, yeah, I'll just leave it off there. Thank you, guys.
And finally, Phil.
I've enjoyed.
So with that all being said,
Jay, I will get the curtain.
Listen. If AJ wasn't gonna do it, I had to do it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're signing off now, guys.
I was getting the echo already.
I was waiting for AJ to go.
I know, right? That's what makes it better.
I was waiting for him to pull a Mechagodzilla again. He probably was gonna do it.
But no, right? But Phil, go for it, man.
It's weird that it's been 5 years because when we started, I met AJ at a convention that is no longer where it is anymore. It's now in a different city, so it's much harder for me to get there. And we talked for like a whole night, like a few weeks after the convention. He asked me, "Hey, you want to be a part of a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'd love to be." And I was still this noob at Toku. I was only like a year in, and I was watching Den-O at the time, thinking that it was like the greatest Kamen Rider series ever. It's not the best, but it's got its moments, but it's not the best. But I've been very thankful to be a part of this group. I've watched so many Toku shows that I didn't think I would ever watch or even think that I would love. Like, again, like watching Shogeki or watching a show like Gaga Ga or hell, getting into Garo. That was something I'd wanted to get into for a while. Like, I dipped my toe into Maka no Hana twice, and I kept getting out, and I went through. And I'm thankful that I am a part of this group. I really am, because I get to talk to people about, something that I love that I don't get to talk to other people about it, because they don't know about it. They think, "Oh, you watch anime?" It's like, "No, I don't. I watch Toku." It's like, it's like, "Well, what's Toku?" And I explain, and they're like, "Oh, it's anime." I'm like, "No, it's not."
To be honest, Phil, that's because it's Power Rangers.
That's how I usually have to tell them.
It's Transformers, Chad.
I tell people it's Japanese Doctor Who.
But yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Anything else?
Just thank you for everything.
And with that being said, guys, I think this is where we're finally going to start. That's where we're going to wrap up. Thank you, everybody who came to listen. Thank you, everybody who's listening on Spotify or Podbean or where the fuck you're listening to this, because I know for some reason Podbean puts this in like every fucking feed ever. Or maybe you're listening to us on YouTube because Podbean put it on YouTube and because they remembered to put it on YouTube. I don't know where you're listening to this, but thank you for listening to this. Thank you for everybody who's listening that sent in a question, who came in to ask a question, who sent in a question at the last minute. Thank you to everybody who has sent in a suggestion for an episode for the past year. Trust me, we're going to have more than 5 years to go on because we're never going to finish that fucking wheel. And
there's going to be...
I mean, literally, guys.
There's going to be more and more.
Literally, I say... I really do appreciate everybody who comes to listen to us. Like I said, when we first started this, we had no fucking clue what to do. I mean, I was left editing our video podcast with fucking Movie Maker. I didn't even know what Audacity was at the time. I didn't know jack and shit. And now, I really do feel like we've all grown, and it's only going to continue to grow. And we'll see you all for... Fuck, if we go somehow 10 years, that's going to be an impressive feat.
Yeah.
For the 10-year special.
And who knows? Maybe somehow, some way, all of us can actually get together and go to a convention when the world isn't on fire. And we can all, I don't know, do
if it ever stops being on fire.
A 10-year special.
Yeah, we can all actually do like a recording in a room with microphones that don't sound all varying in quality, which will be interesting. Yeah. So, with that being said, everybody, as always, I am your host, AJ. Thank you all for listening. If you're listening on Podbean, join the Discord if you want to join the Discord. As always, that is Jay.
Good night. Thank you for everything.
That is...
I was going to do a longer pause, but you know what? Yeah, I'm done.
That's Phil.
I thank you all for everything, and I tip my hat to y'all.
That's Chad.
Thank you again, everyone, for our international listeners, hopefully in Japan. 外国の皆さん、ご視聴ありがとうございます。Thank you very much for this.
Kanpai.
Oh, well, I can do a better Japanese greeting than that. Konnichiwa, pendejos.
I think you're only half right.
And Rob.
Thanks for sticking around. For those who like me, thanks for being so patient in the gaps. See you in 7+ months.
See you for the 10-year anniversary.
If we're lucky.
That's true.
And we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.